Hey, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the late night stream for Monday. We had a super busy Monday daytime stream. The news tonight is there was one spot left on this Charizard. Let's see if it's sold. I don't know if it's sold. I don't see that it's sold. Did it? It might still be available. The very last spot might be available still. I was here in time. I was actually going through my slabs, looking for like a replacement slab for that Charizard, and I have some ideas, but I'm not like 100% sure yet. All right, let's see. What is this? Coinbase, TikTok, Prism, Venmo. Listing confirmed. I listed a couple items from the vault at like ridiculous prices. They're not going to sell. I only listed them that way to just get them out there, you know, like a fishing hook. All right. Oh, right. I was talking to Degree Grading. Degree Grading. So let's get the stream set up. That's my job. I've already got a title, PokeBruhs with a $60 151 Alt-Art Charizard. Someone's getting PokeBruhs tonight. It's going to be pretty good for them. Let's turn this on. We'll make the ads automatic. So we got to turn the ads on. Let's go grab our tags. Very important. We have to have tags. Here they are. Copy that. I'll just repost them down here as well. So, back to the details. The gold star. Yeah, you want a gold star break? That's somewhat reasonable. We could look into that a little bit. There is an option where I get you guys a gold star Gyarados, but I don't know. Yeah, I did the math. It's crazy expensive. I'm not looking to just sell it. I would be looking to replace it as well. So it would be crazy expensive. And maybe not worth the risk, but, you know, you guys decide that, not me, probably. I just want to serve you guys up the best break possible. Okay, that's all I want. All right. Well, let's see. We just got the tags in. Let's go ahead and get the website in. Mister, do you have any of the prismatic Eevee matte sleeves and Eevee cases for sale? Oh, those little floofy Eevees. I think I might have one somewhere. Some people did not want theirs. In general, we didn't ship them because I don't like to ship them. Are they actually selling for money? Like, people are crazy, dude. All my money goes straight toward Pokemon cards. No accessories. That's a strategy. But yeah, I mean, some people maybe like the accessories. It's, I'm a weirdo. I'll never understand it. That's why I still walk around in $8 sandals and Walmart shirts. It doesn't matter how much money I make. I'll always be that way. I'll always be that way. No accessories for me. Accessories don't make me money. Accessories don't go up in value, I think. All right. So, Gold Star Gyarados is a possibility for a rare candy. It looked like it would be like $120 per spot. Literally double the price of this Charizard break we're doing. But Charizard's pretty cool. He's a 10. The Gold Star Gyarados would be like a 1. But you know it's crazy? I think people would go nuts for that. So that is an option. I did see it. Then again, I could just keep the Gold Star Gyarados and keep saving up for moving. I don't know. Wow, the website looks so cool. I love seeing that these are our own original pictures. That's fun. Now, what do we got? So no one's in the queue yet. I think it's time to advertise that we're live. That's our job right now. The thumbnail looks pretty boring tonight, but it's a pretty important thumbnail. The thumbnail shows that the Charizard's going off. You guys, there's one spot left on this Charizard, just one spot left. We're up to 35 out of 36. If you're just joining and you didn't know that, now you know that. There's one spot left. Call it if you're going to buy it. We're going live for Monday night. I'm going to change the way we type this. We're live right now for Monday night. All right. There it goes. So far, so good. Boop. Now, let's go cross-advertise it. We're going to cross-advertise it on Instagram, aren't we? Instagram has become very important for us. I'm getting a lot of orders, a lot of messages for sales through Instagram, a lot of views on Instagram. So that's going to be an important part of our future, I think. Oh, I love it when I film at 60 FPS. It's so clean looking. Let's check my messages real fast. I see I have 2 of them. Let's see. All right, so let me jump over here. I have somebody trying to sell me some cards through Instagram as well. He wants to sell me some signed Kadabras. There we go. And Rayquaza Chase card. We're going to delete this. All right. All right, good. That's looking good. So the tags are in. The title is in. The prices are in. We got the Hobbit on the way, by the way, guys. We're waiting for Magic the Gathering, the Hobbit, to arrive. It's going to be a little bit pricey. That one's not as bad as the release of Final Fantasy, but pretty close. So the Hobbit's pretty overpriced. I don't like that about it. Let's get the iPad opened. Welcome, guys, to the Monday nighttime stream. You guys weren't there for the daytime stream, some of you. Now, let me tell you something. We were busy from the very beginning to the very end. Like, crazy busy. I don't know what was going on. But that was some Monday stream. Of 120, how many spots? Oh, yeah, that's an important topic. So it would probably be like a PSA 1, recently graded, Gold Star Gyarados, $120 per spot, 36 spots. So it's not cheap, obviously. That would be the only way I would consider selling it. Otherwise, I'll just sit on it. That's all I would do. I just sit on it. No need to sell it. So it would be an upsell. Let me move over here. It's not easy to give up your very best cards, especially when you predict they're probably getting more expensive. It's almost guaranteed. All right, so I'm jumping back over here. What am I doing here? So there's one spot left in this, guys. That's the story right now. One spot. You can do a gym break on it if you want to do a half and half. Let's try and pick out some adequate replacements for this. We need some nice rare candy viable cards. Could be a Rayquaza maybe. Actually, I think I have a Rayquaza tag team, don't I? That Rayquaza tag 10 could be available. Let's see. That was one. Oh, that stupid camera. I got a tag, not tag team. I got a tag Rayquaza that we could host a break on. There we are. Look at that. Could be a Pikachu Gengar. He's not bad. Yeah, Gyarados is not the only option. I will say this about Gyarados, though. Those gold stars are the only thing I get consistent offers on. So I think they've got a pretty good future. Oh, we do have the birds. I know Mr. Ki-Hyun Rowe would like that. I didn't know we had the birds. We got 2 pairs of the birds. I didn't know that. Damn, dude, I don't even know what I got sometimes. I do not know my own inventory sometimes. All right, so out of this group, that Pikachu Gengar is interesting to me. That one's interesting. Those are tricky to acquire because they often come from China, and you get a little nervous about their authenticity. Because there's some good counterfeiters over there. This one's as expensive as that Shining Tyranitar, so we're really talking huge, huge cards here. Spinarak. I'm just looking at something viable. This one's way cheaper, but he's an alt-art from 2022. Oh, one of these Chinese Gengar Mimikyus. That would make you guys wet. Looking at the best of the best, everybody. This Melodic could be the rare candy. Where'd it go? I don't think it's very expensive, though. Is this guy expensive? Does anyone know? Melodic's kind of cool. Now, don't get too excited because we're not doing this until the other one's done. We're just talking about it for now. We actually need to finish the other break. Pokemon Go, still super underrated. Yeah, and that means good pricing. Master Ball Pikachu, he's interesting. 151. This guy's kind of interesting. Gengar Mimikyu. Gengar is a big one, always. Look at these double Radiant Zards I'm holding on to. I like them. Pokemon Go, I like them. I think it's good. I think the price is too low. When the price is too low, that means buy, 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 doesn't it? We could do a, I don't know, that might be too cheap for now. What do we got? Oh, here we go. This one's great. I bet you the price on this is fantastic. So there's a solid Charizard. Probably could host an Espeon. This could be hosted just like the 151 Charizard was hosted. Now, that won't be cheap, but we could host them. All right, put that back. Have you looked at the Pal World TCG? I'm going to sell it. Now, look what I got here, guys. That's a Gyarados Gold Star 1. I could do an awfully expensive break on this if you want. That would be crazy expensive to get into. I would not break that unless I was going to make a profit on it. That's just how it is. I mean, I don't want to give it up. What else? Oh, this was interesting. We tried to host a rare candy on this one. Nobody jumped into it, though. Gyarados 6. Alakazam 6. Not Gyarados 6. So that one is interesting. We could host a Poker Gengar. That's pretty cool. It's not bad. Oh, a classic Charizard. That's kind of interesting, too. I could host one of those. That one would be a lot cheaper than some of the other ones. All right, Mega Gengar. Okay, so this is kind of what we have that I think might fit the role of the rare candy. So these are some potential future rare candies. But before any of these can even begin, this one has to finish. We are. That Melodic is just over 300. That's a bit too cheap, I think. I think that one is better suited as a lightning break. Pricey slabs only. I think this guy might be too cheap as well. Let's put him back. They got to be expensive enough. They got to hit over 1,000 at the very least. That would be a cheap rare candy. A good rare candy is about $2,000-ish. Would you guys like me to start a sub list for this? I'd like to see this go off right away. Who wants to send in a little bit for this? This will be called a sub list. 1, 2, 3. How does $60 divide? Does it divide by 4? Yeah, it does. $15, the last spot on the Charizard. Jump in there, $15 sub list. If no one's going to buy it outright, let me see if anyone bought it outright. It's the Birds card, English only. It might be somewhere in Japanese. I don't know, actually. That's a great question. He's a cool little card, though. Did Nathan G win one of the Charizard gym battle spots in the daytime stream? You're probably going to want to know that because there's only one spot you can buy in here. So you're going to want to know that before it goes off. NHCC, Hawk, Andrew, TRG, Andrew, Javier, Sean, Elijah, Road, TRG, Matthew Amari, Key, Antonio, TRG. Oh, TRG. TRG, Javier. No, he did not. So if you were in a gym break, you missed. If you were in a gym break, you missed. You can buy that last spot if you'd like. Totally understandable. Did Nathan G win? Let me see what we got for the next rare candy. So this guy's doable, but he is really expensive. I like him. I think he's actually going to be pretty popular if we chose him. Pikachu Master Ball. It's kind of good. These two are decent. This is pretty good. Espeon's pretty good. I like this one a lot. I personally think that one's a lot of value. So this Charizard was never really expensive. He's really kind of a Charizard of his time. He's got that Obsidian Flames terastalization style. He's a dark type, which I find very sexy. And it's just a really cool card that was never very expensive. So people didn't think of him as a pricey premium card. But he wasn't like... It's been a while. You know, the odds of him going up are there. Now, here's the Gengar Pikachu. This guy would be bigger than the actual Mega Break, I'm pretty sure. If we host this one, these two right here could be bigger than the Mega Break. So those are pretty big. They're not small at all. This one would probably be a lot like the Charizard we're hosting now. It's Team Rocket Mewtwo. So he's always good. I don't think he's necessary. We got some good Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals is at a good price point, I feel. Yeah, the thing about 151 is those booster packs are so brutal and they're so expensive now. But Destined Rivals is still somewhat easy to open, I feel. Classic Collection's just a good cheap one. This is really solid too, actually. In terms of value, I think the Gengar Poker offers a lot of value. He's still relatively cheap, and he looks great, and one day he could be really expensive. So he's a growth card. Actually, if we want to pick out the growth cards, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how I would rank them. Odds of that gold star going up, like, absolutely. He's going up. Oh, and here's the Alakazam. He's really not that expensive compared to the others. Looks like we were doing 41 and 36 for Alakazam, but people were not jumping into it. But he's cool. I mean, he's first edition base set. I sent in PayPal. I imagine it got serviced. Yes, sir. Let me see it real fast. What got serviced? Dude, you were right about the OG One Piece. Tell me about the OG One Piece. What was I right about? Are we in PayPal? Yeah, we're in PayPal. Looks like the Birds is available in Japanese, but can't find any graded ones. Oh, interesting. Welcome, guys, to the late night Monday nighttime stream. It's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. We just got started. The big story right now is this Charizard has one spot left for $60. Jump into this sub list, or start a gym battle, or just buy the spot outright, and let's get it started. I'm going to set these to the side. Let's worry about these in a minute. You guys are also welcome to place normal orders for anything that you want. So if you just want to open some packs, don't hesitate to open some packs. So what I'd like to do, I'd like to grab these guys over here. I know we're going to need 36 of them. Hey, these got stuff in them already. Is that what's going on? What's in here? 1. 2. Hey, that's got a nice poker card in it, so that's actually good. 3. All right, so we're going to use these. Alabasta Luffy, you graded the first 10. I got it from you for $160. It just sold on eBay for $2,500. Isn't that cool? I got more of those, but they haven't been graded yet. So I've got more of them sitting in a box, but I haven't bothered grading. I'm glad that happened for you, man. Yeah, I was telling people, you know, people are so into One Piece, and probably what's going to happen is the One Piece cards are going to jump up in price over time. And then what'll follow is the vintage One Piece. People start looking around for deals. They'll be like, well, what else is there? And they'll realize there's these older vintage Cardos One Pieces. So you bought that for $160, which at the time probably felt like a lot of money to me. And now for you, it's $2,500. That's amazing. Some people bought holographics from that time period. They bought holos. There was a couple Namis, too. Those Namis are pretty good. Yeah, I heard about those going up in price. I know I helped I think Mr. LaFlame told me about them. He told me that they had done well or something. The Charizard is not done. I'm just working on the packs ahead of time. You hit the nail on the head. All right, let's see. Yeah, I've been really lucky so far with collectibles. I'm just going to keep going, too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. We're up to 26. And now you guys can even do a consultation with me to get my thoughts on what's next. So that's an option. If you look into the Discord server, there's a channel that talks a little bit about it. That's a new thing I'm trying. So I'm trying to get into selling my thoughts and opinions, my private thoughts and opinions. We are. I can also help you pick through your collection or make choices about your collection too. I'd basically just give you the same advice I would do to my own collection. All right. I love you, mister. Hey, what's up, Athim? It's nice to have you here. We are. Athim, you're here all the time. I really appreciate you. We are. Alabasta Luffy. Good luck. Looks like the bird's available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. One more pack. 36. All right. So we got 36 packs now. And what I'd like to do, because I know people are going to get killed in here a lot, I'm going to take a lot of these poker cards and pop them into these packs. So a bunch of people get a secondary pull. That's to make sure, you know, these packs cost $60 and, you know, you're guaranteed a Pokemon card. But let's make a couple of these Pokemon cards at least a little bit hot, just like a regular booster box of Pokemon cards would be. right? Like a regular box of a regular booster box of Pokemon will contain like a holographic and some bulk, right? Well, we're going to get something like that going on. These poker cards are a lot better than a holographic. When these grade 10, they go for a decent amount of money, like $100. And they grade 10 pretty quickly too. So we got a couple of those poker cards in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's like 10 hot packs plus I think like 2 more hot packs. I think there's like 12 hot packs. So you will want to get some of those. How do I like to do this? I like to do this like this. There we go. Yeah. There we go. All right. Good. I'm just going to set this to the side because it's all ready to go. But again, it's not going to go off till the last spot is actually purchased. All right. Now, let's see what's going on with you guys. Welcome to the late night stream. We have Mr. Nathan Gordon. He says, let me hit refresh. Yeah, I graded a bunch of those guys. It took a while for some of them to sell, the holographic rainbow rares. 2X Charizard Battle Spot. 2X. Oh, I think you mean the sub list. Yes, sir. Okay, Nathan Gordon. He's taking 2 and 3. So we need either one more person to buy the other 2 spots for $30 or 2 different people to buy in at 15. It's so close. It's a half spot left, everybody. Charizard's this close. Let's see. That Melodic's just over 300. What Gengar Mimikyu? Can I put the Pikachu Gengar on slab away? I'm afraid you cannot. So I'm not doing any slab aways on those. Those are for breaks only. Breaks only. I gotta have a special reserve of break cards all the time. All right, let's see. While you guys are looking at that, I want to look at this. This is Pikachu. What's the name of this card? This card is number what? It's number 172. Okay. So it's Pikachu 172 is the real name of the card. It's actually not called Pikachu Gengar. And what if we wanted to see what the cheapest one on those would be? So we know when we host the if we hosted Gold Star Gyarados, he's going to be 120 per spot. So you're just going to get blazed, dude. I mean, 120 is everything. That is so much money. What is this? Why is this so ridiculous? Why does this work so dumb sometimes? Let me go ahead and increase the search. I got the Pipichu. The Pipichu. All right, we want to get a sense of the Gengar Pichu in case it is a viable break. It's one of the most interesting cards that is maybe underpriced, but it's hard to say because he's pretty expensive the way he is. Oh yeah, we could definitely host something on this. What's curious to me is that the population is not higher on this. All right, so it looks like Pikachu Gengar would be $128 per spot for 36 spots. So that one's even bigger than the Gold Star. So Gold Star Gyarados is 120. Pikachu Gengar is 128. It's just ridiculous. Man, you could like open you can open a whole box of 151 and surprise instead. I actually don't know what's the better odds. But I guess if we hosted a special box break on Pikachu Gengar, you'd have a guaranteed shot at one. Because that's the weirdest thing about 151 Surprise. You open a whole case of it and you don't pull that Gengar. Whereas with our setup, it's like, well, he's in there. We know he's in there. It's just not everyone's going to get to pull him. That's the deal with him. All right, let me see this as well. I think the Gold Star Gyarados would be cool. Let's take a look at the other one. That would be the Mewtwo. We could also go after cards from the new set, a set of Heroes, which I think people would like. Gold Star is better investment, honestly, says Horizon Fan. Yeah, it's hard to beat Gold Stars. I don't know what the deal with them is, but I think people feel it. They feel it. Oh, wow. The the Mewtwo's really not a crazy one at all. We could definitely host the Mewtwo. So the Mewtwo's much more reasonable, just like the Charizard was. Let me take a look. Give me a second. Oh, the Mewtwo would be easy. Mewtwo would be $43 a spot. So Mewtwo's 43. Gold Star Gyarados is 120. Pikachu Gengar's 128. Really crazy prices in there. Here we have an order from Isaac Thomas, our sublist. All right, we need one more person. You know it's crazy, Isaac? With this $15 spot, you can pull this entire Charizard. You know why? Maybe you win the sublist. And then you're put in here for one spot, right? Maybe you're the guy who pulls it. So you'll pull them for $15 if you get super lucky. Umbreon will be in the background. Next, there will be a Pikachu, Charizard, Gengar card sent on PayPal for one spot on the sublist. That's it. We need one more person, $15. Jump in there just to get it done. I want to see it done, guys, for fun. Boop-a-doop, boop, 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 boo. I got to go ahead and charge my phone. My phone's going to die. I was working most of today, man. I had those factor meals today. They're not bad. I think the biggest problem with factor meals is just they're overpriced. I wish they weren't overpriced. I was thinking that it's probably better odds than pulling just the raw card from a pack. It is. It 100% is. I mean, if you look at the price on 151 packs these days, $20, $25. They're high, right? And they're just really pricey. And so this is $60, right? So what? Is that 3 packs? So it's like, in 3 packs, what are your odds of pulling an already graded 10 Charizard? Or a Charizard that's guaranteed to grade 10, let's say. Gotta be low, right? Because, you know, even if you did pull a Charizard, you might, you know, somebody pulls the PSA 9 Charizard. So on average, you'll probably have to pull like 3 Charizards to get one that's going to grade 10. And the number might be worse than that. Because when you pull a Charizard that's not going to grade 10, some people just don't send it in. That's it. They just don't send it in because they know it won't grade 10. So it doesn't show up in PSAs. You know, what I'm trying to say is people kind of skew toward the 10 when it comes to what they mail in. So PSA shows that you need a couple 9s to get 110, right? And from the ratio of 9s to 10 that have been graded. And so, yeah, I mean, you're going to have to pull a couple Charizards to get one that's going to grade 10. Well, here's a 10, and it costs a 1 in 36 odd, and it's about 3 booster packs. So it's like, it's not bad. It's really not bad. Sent it, Mr. I ordered. All right, Mr. A. Perez might be ending it right here. Whoa, he sent a big order. He says, can I get the Gundam Slab and the Charizard break? You got it, man. So this is you, A. Perez. All right. Set this up here. This is yours. Miss Alexis got so much shipping done. It was crazy. She brought over her daughter. Her daughter's getting a little older. She's very cute. And she was able to just let her daughter kind of run around, and then she was able to just work on the shipping. So that's actually a pretty good setup. Ready? Because that's been a constraint. She hasn't been able to hang out as much because she got to watch her kid, you know. 2, 3, and 4. All right, so, whoa. Apparently I was giving this thing out. Here, let's put this over here. Let's put this into one of these packs. How about one that doesn't contain a poker card? So I'm going to hand this out to somebody. Bonus pull, okay? It's a big one, right? The rare candy is big. We're going to hand out some other pulls, obviously. Now, for this much smaller pull, there really is just going to be 4 cards and a Psyduck. The kid is going to open a rocket pack. Maybe. It is. There we go. If she was a little bit older, she'd probably be thinking, dang, this dude's house is full of boxes and shelves. What is going on in here? This is a crazy home. My home is very industrial feeling. Doesn't feel like a proper home. It feels very industrial. So the audience will choose 2 numbers to split the deck. All right, audience, give me 2 separate numbers. My house feels very industrial, like a business is being run out of it. Doesn't feel very homey. Isaac says 2. And 4. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's done. Here's the sublist. Good luck. Here's Nathan on 1. Here's Nathan on 2. I'm sorry, Nathan. Here's Isaac Thomas. Really? It's going to be Mr. Arturo. All right. Arturo, you can keep the Psyduck, or you can trade it back to me for a spot in the Charizard. Okay. All right. Pretty lucky there. Yeah, only had a 1 in 4 odds of that. I'm just going to assume you trade it back. I kind of assume a lot of people are just going to trade it back. That's kind of the point of him, but you really can keep him, which is a funny idea. The last person who kept a Psyduck was Hawk Camacho. He gave up the Psyduck instead of taking the Jumbo Pack Break. Okay, and now we'll just take this. He says, it's tempting. Yeah, I know, because it's probably one of the smallest breaks. It's about $15 of a break. There it goes. It sounds like you haven't made up your mind. What are you thinking here, Mr. A. Perez? $15 spot in the Charizard or keep the Psyduck? My girlfriend would cook meals for you and Curious. Come down to my little town. Has great antique stores. You got to say that you want the Charizard, okay? So I can move forward. You got to say that or the Psyduck. He's thinking about it, I bet. So funny. Actually, it's a very interesting point. He only loses about $60 if he keeps the Psyduck. Does it get TCC graded? Yep, that's part of it. It gets TCC graded. It might not be over, guys. There might still be a spot here if he doesn't take it. Hey, Perez is mulling it over. He's thinking about it. He's not sure. Hit refresh on the queue, by the way. I'll keep the Psyduck. Oh, my God. All right, we'll clip it, too. So we'll put it into the... August recap. Oops. A. Perez pulls Psyduck and keeps it 32 minutes. Well, guys, there's still time to jump into this Charizard. All right, this is yours. I think on the back of the card, we should write the date. So it's going to be 8/11/26. Okay. Look, there's a little Psyduck on the back, too. How cute, man. Sent for the last spot. It's over. Oscar Resendez is buying the last spot outright. This is TCCG grading now. Crazy. Yeah, that was actually a pretty cheap price to get it at. I mean, if you think about it, the grading is $40 anyways, so it's like you got the card for 20 bucks. I can see the temptation. All right. What a journey it went through. You see the red spike right there? That was like a mega break. It was Rayquaza. So that was a huge one. All right. Setting this over here. I don't think I have another drawing, do I? Wait. Yes, I do. So this is that other Psyduck's dumb fat brother. And boy, he looks just utterly ridiculous. Oops. So he is now the card that you pull out of there. If you pull him, you can keep him or trade him back for the chase card. He represents the chase card. Set that there. True, and no waiting if you want to ship. All's well that ends well. There we go. All right. It was a pretty legitimate time to snipe that. Now, Oscar, you might have sent in, but I see an Isaac Thomas buying in. Let me see the timing. We got to see who ordered first. Oscar Resendez ordered at 2:58. And Isaac ordered at 2:58. Oh God! Now I got to look at the web page. All right. So how do I do this? I'm trying to remember. I always forget how I do this. Show original. All right, let's see. So it says, so Isaac Thomas ordered at, is this correct? 005810? 5810. Why would it say 00? I don't understand that. So he ordered at 58 and then 10 milliseconds or something. And let's see the time you ordered. Show original. That's pretty early. He might have beaten you. Oh, yeah, he beat you. He beat you by about 12 milliseconds. Damn. All right. So, Oscar, you're keeping your $60. Isaac Thomas, you are in. All right. I can give you guys screenshots of that if anyone needs screenshots. So, in other words, if Isaac pulls it right here, you might be a little salty. I've got the ability to send you screenshots of the exact time. Okay. There it goes. This is a big one. It's pretty large. Let's count them up. All good. Knew it would be close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So that's very important that that's exactly 36, because if the number is wrong, then we have to redo it. Meaning if we pull the card out and some guy wins it, and then it turns out the number of packs is wrong or the number of names is wrong, it's not a true run. That's what we call it. It's not a true run. It's like a practice run. Let's pop this guy into a pack, and now let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There we go. So 20 and 16 is 36. So that's a lot. That's a lot of packs. It's like an ocean of booster packs in there, guys. All right. How do we normally shuffle? I think we normally shuffle the packs first. Here goes. Just do this in a big chunk here. We want them to be pretty randomized. Okay. Look at the trick I use here. A little back and forth seesaw motion. It's like what a computer would do. All right, and then one more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. There they go. There's a big shuffle. Let's have the audience choose 2 different numbers to split the deck. Give me 2 numbers, audience. It's 3-pack Monty. So this is a whole booster box of Cardconomist packs. You paid $60 a pack. There's a big Charizard in here. 13 and 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And now the other split was 17. You guys are picking big numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There it goes. There's the split. All right. That's good. Now the names. The names are a little easier to shuffle because these cards are so small and light. Just do a couple of these first. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a couple of these. All right. I'm going to do one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. All right. All right, audience, give me 2 numbers to split the deck. What a perfect time to arrive. Hello, Mr. in chat. How's it going? Oh, it's going good. Someone's getting this Charizard right here, right now. You've been in some of these kind of breaks, Mr. LaFlame. Somebody's picking up this Charizard. All right, so AOG says 7, and then Goo says 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Goo good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Get comfortable, guys. This could take a while because there are a lot of other cards in these packs other than just commons. So they're pretty cool, actually. Gonna be a lot of poker cards, basically. Mr. Eddie Berto picking up PokeBruhs. All right, not that one, though. Here's Chenseg Vong picking up Terrakion. So now I have to go actually find Chenseg Vong's bag, if he has one. Let's see. Sometimes they don't have a bag. Christopher. Was he the guy with the really huge bag, actually? Let's see, that's empty. And what's this got? Chris A, Christopher. All right, so we'll just keep moving then. Next one. Here's Hawk Camacho. Wow, that's old. Mr. Hawk hasn't been here in a little while. He's got Audino. All right, let's go put Audino away. Hawk Camacho. I believe he does have a bag. Apuate, Halil. A lot of names in here. This could take a while, guys. It's a big one. It's not meant to go super fast. Hawk Camacho picking up an Audino poker card. The poker cards are very nice. Some of these cards go for $100 graded 10. And they're kind of vintage. They're from 2012. They're old. Here's Marius Larson pulling Sprigatito. Sarah Dusenberry. Ooh, you'd almost think she'd win. Look at that Umbreon. I'm going to put this in her bag real fast. She's going to want that put into her bag. I would. That's a nice card, actually. You know, we just put these commons in because everyone gets a Pokemon, but that's actually a pretty good common. All right, we put that into her bag real fast. Not going to skip out on Umbreon. This is Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Porygon. Javier Arroyo. Houndour. This is Team Rocket Grunt. Haunter. If you only see one name on the gym break, it means he was the winner. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. Oh, okay. Pulling an Ogerpon mask. This is going to go into his box, his bag. Ogerpon mask. Okay. Little bonus there. Whoever wins should play the Powerball. Well, this is much better odds than the Powerball. The Powerball is like 1 in a gazillion. This is 1 in 36. Okay. Ki-Hyun Rowe. Okay, sorry, Mr. Ki-Hyun Rowe. Team Rocket Grunt. Chandelure. Now this is Mr. Ki-Hyun Rowe. Here's NHCC. Houndoom. Javier Arroyo. Oh, okay. It's that's a poker card. It felt weird. It almost felt like the Psyduck went behind the main card. Okay, nice poker card on this pack. Again, some bonus cards in there. Okay, here's Andrew Martin. Okay, Andrew Martin picking up a poker card. Who's sweating right now? Anyone sweating? Some people tell me they get shaky during these big breaks. They start shaking like a leaf. Like, oh. Okay. Team Rocket Grunt. Okay, he's going to pick up a nice Wailmer. Here you go, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. I know a guy who would probably buy that from you if it graded 10. All right. Andrew Martin. Picking up a couple hollows, actually. So you got Darkrai, Meowth, and Gardevoir. I'm shaking my cake, shaking like a stick bug. You're still in, I think, aren't you? Javier. Picking up Kelio. Right? Your odds are going up each time it's not you. Each time it hasn't been pulled. Okay. Here's Elijah Martinez. Litwick. Jacob Chickering, Iron Jugulus, Javier Arroyo. He's got the Whale Lord. We're having a whale of a time. Okay. Putting that back in. What do we have here? Team Rocket Grunt. Oh my God, he's going to lose it, dude. He did it. He pulled the Charizard. This guy is going to be so happy. Wow, he legitimately went in there a lot. So did Mr. Javier. A couple people were in there for a lot of spots. Team Rocket Grunt, we must have said his name like 6 or 7 times already. So he was in deep. Holy. Team Rocket Grunt. All right. He did it. That guy, he's a big supporter too. We got a couple of names in here that you see a lot. Here he goes. All right, so we got to finish the break. Now, before he craps his pants, this pile on the left has to add up to this pile on the right, or it's not a real run. We have to redo the whole thing, okay? So it's not legitimate until we're done. So, hold on. The numbers have to add up correctly. Here's Lampin. Don't celebrate yet. Just hold your breath. Joseph Smith pulls Greavard. Eddie Berto pulls Trevenant. Ivan Jaquilo pulls Litwick. Kevin Vu pulls Pignite. That's for Kevin Vu with the K. Where am I going to find Kevin Vu? He's going to be like over here somewhere. Give me a second. I don't know if he has a bag. I can't remember Kevin Vu having a bag recently. He might have a bag. Here's a different Curtis Law. If he doesn't have a bag, I'll just keep his card in the pile for now. I like to keep the cards in the pile so we don't take 7 hours opening it. So you'll notice I don't put everyone's card in their bag. That is just to save time, basically. So we don't spend 7 hours going through everything. But he's got one of these nicer poker cards. Is that him? There he is. Found him. All right, Kevin Vu. Okay, here's his bag. He's going to want this Pignite going in there. There it goes. I should have a bag. We found it. It's all good. Here's Joseph Smith with Greavard. Javier Arroyo. Sorry, Javier. I know you had a lot of spots in there, too. I was wondering if you were going to snipe it. Here's Bravieri. Sometimes, you know, somebody who buys a single spot in the entire break gets the chase card. I guess you could say at least this time, Team Rocky Grunt was a guy with a lot of spots too. There you were, Isaac. You were a little bit off. But you're going to pull some hollows here. Isaac Thomas. Venusaur Spirit Link is an XY era card. So let's go grab your bag. Here you go, Isaac. Now, we got to pick out a new break, right, guys? We were talking about it beforehand. We had a couple of options in mind. It is my job to have very good breaks available for you guys. Whatever makes you happiest. Quaxley, Sarah Dusenberry. She's going to take home this excellent pig. Embor. Okay, the pig. When people go in deep and win, it's nice seeing. Sometimes they get killed, you know. Sometimes they take like 7 spots, and then it goes to a guy who took 1 spot, and it's just like, well. But that's legit. I mean, that's how it works. It's supposed to work that way. Anyone can join a break, even on a single spot, and expect to have a fair chance of being the one who pulls the chase card. All right. Give me a second here. Sean. Sean Gallagher. Got a Cobalion. A couple hollows. Okay, good. 2K into the shuffles. Yeah, he's gone deep on the shuffles for sure. Team Rocket Grunt. You know what's interesting? I've seen Team Rocket Grunt lose some money on those shuffles. But you know what? I feel like he's ahead. Weirdly enough, I feel like he's ahead, especially with this recent thing. And Matthew Amari. All right, Matthew. 1 Pumpkaboo. All right, so the rest of these, I'm going to set these to the side. What's this one? So this one was Chentzeg Vong. I'm going to go ahead and create Chentzeg, a special little baggie. As you can see, all the cards got pulled appropriately. There were no more names left, so this was a legitimate run. And Team Rocket Grunt pulls himself the chase card. He now has a Charizard graded 10. He pulled it for $60. Pretty amazing. Some of you guys take home some really lovely poker cards. And some of you guys just got cold packs. I'm sorry. It's the nature of it. All right, there we go. There we have it. Okay, I'm gonna set these to the side for a minute. That could take a long time to put all those away. Team Rocket Grunt. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and assume he'd like to use this to trade in for the chase card. So there it is, the very first break, the new Psyduck is in. And by the way, you know, that means that Arturo Perez did kind of well here. He kept the Psyduck rather than going into the very tempting Charizard break, but he would have missed. So, all good for you, Mr. A. Perez. That seems to have been the move. Team Rocket Grunt. I'll put this in his bag for fun. He might want to keep his fun little energy card. The energy cards are just like a list of names to know who bought the cards. That's all they are. They're not really worth anything. But, you know, if you got the card that pulled the chase card, it might be a little bit fun to hold on to it. There we go. All right. A magician could make this rigged. Good thing I'm not a magician. I'm your favorite Pokemon card rip and ship host who hosts very good breaks, and I do so with extreme adherence to the rules, and that's why you guys love my breaks, because you know you can come here and get what you're going to get. All right, you ready? All right. We're not a whatnot streamer. We're not one of those stinky whatnot streamers. So that goes back over here, and officially we can write Team Rocket Grunt down. Wow. Crazy. I trust Mr. I've lost friends for being very strict on the rules on this channel. I've lost people who they wanted me to be nice to them, and I was like, It'd be like something like they got sniped and they didn't like that they were sniped or something like that. And I'm like, the rules come first, always. All right. Now, here's the fun part. We kind of get to pick a new break. And we had a couple cards in mind. Here are the ones we had in mind. You guys can tell me what you lean toward. This Alakazam, I'm going to pull him out of there. I'm going to pull him out of that sleeve because that price is older now. We don't know what he is today. But that is a base set first edition Alakazam. He's an option. Here is a Poker Gengar. These are really cheap right now. They're, in my opinion, for what they are, they're an old vintage card from 1996, and they're relatively cheap compared to other Gengars. This could be the next rare candy. What's cool about it is it's pretty affordable. So for that Gengar, we would probably be asking $50 a spot. This one would be a $50 spot break. This would be huge. It'd be $128. This guy would probably be really cheap. I haven't looked him up. This Gyarados is maybe an option. It would be like $120 a break. So these two right here, abominations, very expensive. I mean, you saw how many people got washed in the Charizard break. You could get washed here like that. Here's Rocket's Mewtwo. This one's actually really cheap. This one's super, super reasonable. I think it's cheaper than the Charizard, so I think it's more popular than the Charizard too. So this guy would be $43. Not bad. And you get the Rocket's Mewtwo. Really, really good. I like that one. Now this one's also probably in the pretty cheap pile. Almost too cheap maybe. I don't know about Gengar Mimikyu. I'm going to bet he's pricey. I don't know about Pikachu. I'm going to bet he's a little cheaper, but not too much cheaper. This one looks, based on this number down here, like he's going to be maybe around 60. And I don't know anything about this guy, so he's probably expensive though. All right, so what did you guys think of some of those options? What do you guys lean toward? Any of these? Can I put that Chinese Pikachu on Slab Away? No, none of it can be put on Slab Away. These are strictly going into the breaks inventory. All right. You're the second person to ask. Let me go over here. I mean, there is a price where I would probably accept the Chinese Pikachu going into Slab Away. It would be a red label Slab Away. You know those? That's where they get overpriced. And the idea is, on your side, you're assuming they go up in price. How many slots? It's always 36. It's new rare candy. It's always 36. What do you guys think about any of these? Are you leaning toward any? I think this one's really good, and I think this one's really good. These two are affordable. They're cool. They got a cool factor to them. They're not so crazy. Now, if you wanted my bet, which one's going to go up in value? Obviously this one. Maybe this one. But I don't know. The Pikachu Gengar card seems like it's stuck a little bit price-wise. That's going up. These, I think that one's going up. This could take a while. So, but they're all good. Maybe the Pikachu should be the break. I like the Rocket Mewtwo. Best value is Gengar Poker. I do think Poker Gengar is best value. Yeah, I do. Because the poker cards in general are undervalued. I think everyone wants the Pikachu. You should do a poll. Gengar, Pikachu. Let me ask, does anyone want these? There's a Gengar Mimikyu, Master Ball Pikachu, Mimikyu Gengar Japanese. What do you guys think of these? Gengar Pikachu. That one is the most... This is the most expensive. This is the second most expensive. Somewhat cheap. Somewhat cheap. Yeah, no. Yeah, can I get the Gengar Mimikyu for free? Do a poll. Well, there's too many cards for a poll. So here's what I want you guys to do. Everyone right now, state one card that you want. You can't state two, just one, okay? Alakazam, Espeon, Gengar Mimikyu Walt, Master Ball Pikachu, Gengar Mimikyu Rainbow, Classic Charizard, Obsidian Flame Charizard, Gyarados, Pikachu Gengar, Team Rocket Mewtwo, Poker Gengar. Say one card right now, and then we'll start a poll. Okay? I was watching the Pop 1 PSA 10 Tauros yellow card back on eBay like this Sunday. Got distracted and forgot to bid. Tauros is my favorite. Pop 1, huh? I'll keep you in mind. I have more of those yellow deck poker cards, so I'll be sure to grade the Tauroses. Just one word, okay, guys? Say one card. One card, okay? I can always go dig up other cards, I guess. I never know what you guys truly want. You know, maybe you want like Gold Star, I don't know, like Umbreon Modern or something. You just never know. Lucario better than everything else. Sure. Gengar, Pikachu, Pikachu, Gengar, Gengar, Pikachu, Gyarados, Poker Gengar, Gold Star Gyarados, Pikachu Gengar. So Pikachu Gengar is pretty high up there. Now the poll is coming out, okay? The poll is coming out. If you don't plan on buying in, don't vote, okay, guys? If you do plan on buying in, feel free to participate. Next, rare candy. Not a good idea to vote if you know you're not going to buy it, okay? So somebody did ask for Gold Star Gyarados. And then, obviously, Pikachu Gengar is a lot. A lot of people have mentioned that one. After Pikachu Gengar, there's Poker Gengar was asked for. All right, any others? No one actually asked for the Mewtwo. So those are the only three anyone mentioned. I'm going to remove this. All right, we're starting poll. No one mentioned any of the other ones, so we're not going to offer them in the poll. All right, vote now on the one you want to buy into. That's going to decide the rare candy. All right, let's see. I'm watching the poll. 3 votes. Now, keep in mind, this guy's real cheap. He's like 40 bucks. This guy is $128 a spot. This is $120 a spot. So you're looking at a pretty extreme price difference between the cards. You're looking at an extreme price difference. With this card being very affordable, this card being the least affordable, and this card being pretty much unaffordable as well. These two are about the same price. They're pretty close. Gold Star Gyarados looks like this. Pikachu Gengar looks like this. And Poker Gengar looks like this. We're up to 14 votes, 15 votes. It's looking like there's a very strong lead on Pikachu Gengar. Big decision. So Gold Star Gary can't be slabbed away. No, none of them can be slabbed away. Those are all in the breaks only box, so they're never going to be available for slab away. They're just sitting there waiting to be a break. All right. Let's see. We're up to 18 votes. It's 22%, 50%, and 28%. Getting this ready. All right, we're setting up Pikachu Gengar is what it looks like. You guys chose the most expensive one, by the way. That one was the most expensive one. Can I have a Pokemon card for free? Thanks. Hey, what's up, man? 66 months. I thought the Gold Star Gyarados would have been more tempting because he's like actually vintage. But no, the audience wants this. Doesn't matter to me either way. So Pikachu Gengar it is. That's a big one. Set that there. Now we're going to grab this. Okay. You guys are crazy. $128 per spot, 36 spots. That one should take as long as the Tyranitar over there. It's the size of a Mega Break. I mean, they're the same size, basically. I think the Tyranitar might be slightly larger. I'm not sure. All right, there it is. New rare candy. Also, let's go ahead and record the time of the poll. I'm going to say 2 TRG pulls Charizard from the rare candy sometime before 1, 2, 0. Okay, and then up here under the breaks channel, breaks history, we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to say rare candy Zard TRG sometime before 1, 0, 2, 0, 0. All right. Team Rocket Grunt, is he here? I don't think he's here. He has no idea how lucky he got tonight. Okay. So, Oscar Resendez is ready to pivot into Chainsaw Man using his credit from the Charizard. Yes, sir. Mr. Oscar. Mr. Oscar. So, 5 of these. The only Slab Away specific stuff. I scored a Japanese Dark Charizard from you years ago. I had to sell it, unfortunately, like 2 years ago. I really wanted one again. Slab Away would be the way if you have one. So there is a possibility for me to host Slab Away on some slabs. The problem is I would have to overprice them. Otherwise, I would just be breaking even with you, and that's a terrible, terrible business option for me. Okay, so 5 Chainsaw Mans. The only time I can slab away a card at the buy it now price or the cheapest price is when I'm liquidating it. I'm getting rid of it. I don't want it anymore. So we do have slabs like that. We have some slabs where we're letting them go, and they're down here. We're not letting go our Pikachu Gengar. We need that card. We need it in stock. So then what I could do is I could let you put one into slab away for 128 times 36 in theory. But what happens if you don't pay it down, if you decide it's too expensive? Well, then I'm stuck with 2 Pikachu Gengars. So that's not a good business model for if the market tanks. If the market crashes, I'm going to be stuck with all these slabs that no one wants to finish paying. So the whole idea of like the red, the red label slab aways is not very good for when the market crashes. It's good when the market's going up, I guess. So it's sort of like leverage. Or a bank loan, if you wish. You can think of it like a bank loan. It's literally like a bank loan. I would have to go out, use my capital, buy you a copy of the card, and then let you pay it back with the profit on top. That's a loan. It's a style of a loan almost. And I don't know if I want to get into that. I don't know if I want to wrap all my operating cash up into big slabs with promises that you'll pay it back. I'm not even sure if you can, because I've had a lot of canceled slabaways now. People who they sign up for it, but they don't actually keep up with it. So it happens a lot, especially when the cards get really expensive. So if you got like a, like a $4.5 thousand Gengar, there's a really good chance that one gets canceled. It used to be, you were talking about Dark Charizard, right? Used to be I could sell you that Dark Charizard for like $400, $500. I bet you that's what I sold it to you for. That same Charizard today, I would need to sell it to you for like $6,000. So the odds of you paying that off and not getting in trouble with your girlfriend or your wife is pretty low. And not you specifically, but I'm saying in general, it's turning out people can't afford these prices anymore. So it's tricky. If the market downturns, I'm in trouble. If a bunch of people default on their slabs, I'm in trouble. And so I don't really want to be the bank. I don't want to do bank loans. And so it is tricky. The whole concept of a red label overpriced slab, that's a possibility. I could host that. There's still a profit to be made. I can't host I can't host a slab away for you where I just break even. That's a terrible business model. There's tons of risk involved and no profit. That's terrible. So I can't do that. Plus, I'd be working for free. That's no good either. I don't want to work for free. Yeah, so there's just two options. It's host the breaks or buy slabs that we up price, and then we list them as red label slabaways. And I view the red label slabaways inherently as a risk. That's the struggle right now. Is I don't know if I want to take on all that risk. I suppose if I already had, maybe it would be running really well. Maybe we'd have all kinds of really good red label slabs and people would be paying them down, and the market has continued to shift upward to everyone's surprise. So right now we'd be sitting pretty high on the horse right now, but eventually the market would flip and that narrative would get really negative really fast. Yeah, you can take that Reze home, huh? She's so cute. Here you are. So I don't know. I've thought a lot about it and I can't seem to get myself really interested in the Poke Slab loans for Slabaway. It's tricky. It works really well when I'm liquidating a good card. And so if you ever see a good card in the Pricey Slabs channel, please go after it. Use Slabaway for it. You guys gobbled up all my slabs. I have very little left. I don't have a lot left. I would have to replenish inventory, and then there has to be a slice of profit involved. It's very tricky. Hey, what's up, Mr. CS Man? The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. There was a 7.0 earthquake in Colombia. What is there going to be? Another 7.0 earthquake somewhere else? I saw the disaster from that earthquake. It's heartbreaking. Definitely going to be like 1,000 people dead. How could it not? I saw like whole apartment buildings had collapsed. A lot of people died today in earthquakes, guys. Pretty sad. So, report went out for Colombia tonight. Mr. Oscar Resendez. These are yours. Let's get them into your bag. Pour one out for Colombia. They had just got a new president too, didn't they? He was kind of a hardliner, saying he was going to take on the cartels and wipe them out or something. And then this big earthquake happens right afterwards. I wonder if that'll spook him or spook his followers or spook the voters. I don't know. There are way too many damn earthquakes. Yeah, that's a consideration on where to move if you're going to bring a lot of Pokemon cards with you. So, in theory, your Pokemon cards would remain safe in an earthquake, a really bad one, if you had to evacuate your home and your home collapsed. But on the other hand, if you had to go live in a hotel for a while and you couldn't access the vault, there could be some risk that somebody, breaks into your rubble and takes your cards away. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting proposition. Also, you don't want to be in an earthquake anyways. Like, why? You don't want to be inside of a large building during an earthquake. So imagine you're living in a place that's earthquake prone. Any day now, it could just go off and you just wouldn't know. That's a gamble a little bit. It's kind of scary because, with tornadoes, you sort of have a sense when the tornadoes are going to strike. And with the tornado, you just go underground. And then hurricanes, same deal. You get a big warning with the hurricanes. Earthquakes are pretty fast. They just happen. So it's kind of scary. The other natural disaster that's really scary, wildfires. Holy. I saw the aftermath of some wildfires that have been happening. I can't remember where, but it's here in the U.S. it's happening. And in fact, was it in Washington? I think it might have been in Washington. And it was showing whole neighborhoods burned down. Holy Jesus. If you're going to be like me, if you're going to be a Pokemon card investor, you cannot live anywhere where you could be affected by wildfire. That is probably the worst possible natural disaster that you could be nearby, because it'll just roast your cards. Your cards might survive a hurricane, or a tornado is actually pretty easy, actually, in comparison. You might survive an earthquake. Wildfire is going to melt your cards, so it's the worst one. So wildfire is scary, man. All right, Mr. Isaac, sorry about the tough luck in the Zard break. Let's see what's next. Philip Ross Adornado says spot in the XY Tyranitar break. Yes, so we have a much cheaper break running over here. Mr. LaFlame, they voted on the best break, and they chose this Pikachu Gengar. So I don't know what's better, because, you know, we've got the booster packs right here. But honestly, we've opened a lot of these and never pulled a Pikachu Gengar. So I don't know how rare he is in these packs. He must be pretty rare. Here's a guaranteed chance for one. Can't be that bad, I guess. I mean, it probably runs on the same fundamental principles on how we run all the other breaks. All right, here we are. Yeah, we've never seen one of these pulled. That could take a while to fill. I don't know, guys. Okay. I love the Gengar Chew. He's a good one. He's a cute one. What do you want to bet? He goes up a lot over time. I mean, what we know is the population currently sits at 6,000. It was only printed in one language. So I think that's pretty low relative to other modern cards. Might be worth taking a shot at them. So that's 4 out of 8. Tyranitars halfway done. What else we got? We got this gift Pikachu over here too. We also have a gym break. That's real small. It's a Waifu. It's got a signature on it. This is from Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man. Hiccups, dude. I got hiccups. How much to join on the Pikachu Game Guard? What's a game? Your Pikachu Gengar, the price, $128 per booster pack. So to read this properly, there will be 36 booster packs containing various cards, but you will get a Pokemon card. One of the booster packs will contain this Pikachu Gengar as the chase. The booster packs are costing $128 per booster pack. Only one person pulls Pikachu Gengar, so it's very rough. It's just, you know, it's the nature of it. It's very rough. One guy pulls it. He claps his hands up and down. He does a little dance. And then all you guys get washed. So he's going to fart on you a little bit. That's how it is. And welcome to our Cardconomist breaks. Kyle Burns is here. He says he'll take 5 Ascended. All right, Ascended Heroes. So Ascended, we need more Ascended Heroes. I'll be back, everybody. This could take a while. I got to go find some. I could be wrong, but I think we're running really low on Ascended Heroes. I need to do like an inventory check. All right. There we go. Now, we'll grab some of these. That's from a fresh case, okay? So now, maybe we get lucky and pull a Gengar. Let's get started. Good. Okay. Gotta move to the country with the least fat people jumping. What? What is he talking about? Okay. All right. And so we take these promos and we like to give them away a lot. Put them into things. Now, Mr. Kyle. There we go. Okay. Tossing this. All right. Did you guys hear about that whole parasite problem where people are eating like whatever, like lettuce or something, and it's giving them terrible diarrhea? Apparently that is not over. The cases are growing even higher and more people are getting sick with it. I'm gonna go ahead and open this one too real fast just to get the packs out. All right. Good. Oops. Tossing that. Good. I was learning more about where we could buy a house in Las Vegas, and what I really wanted was to buy a home on the highest elevation. And so I did a bunch of research on that and found out they haven't even built homes there yet, but it is scheduled to have homes built on it. And you're allowed to buy a plot of land ahead of time with no house on it yet. Only $2 million for the plot of land. Just for the land, nothing else. $2 million. Crazy. I'm completely out. I'm not at that level. That's for a truly rich guy, not me. So somebody in Las Vegas, some celebrity, CEO, guy with the baby trust fund or something, they're going to enjoy those homes, not me. That is way too high. Just the land, not even a house on it. $2 million. Holy smokes. But it's been mapped out. It's considered the highest elevation. And that sounds wonderful, man. It sounds so cool. But it's just not going to be possible for me. All right. Mr. Kyle Burns. Unless I were to liquidate all my Pokemons, which I don't think I'm doing that. Hell no. Here's Kilowattrel. Here's... I'll be tied to that home instead of these wonderful cards. Koraidon. Boop. Here's... Charmander, cha-cha. Here's Salazzle. Look at that Salazzle. Okay, little Salazzle. Here's Pecharunt, Snowrunt, Team Rocket, Transceiver. Trans? All right, one Salazzle popping out. Kyle Burns, thank you so much, Kyle. Appreciate it. That's a big order, so we're going to put you in that giveaway. Here we are. Okay. We've had a pretty good week recently, haven't we, guys? That Charizard went off. That's really cool. I think that took everybody's money to do that, though. There were a lot of guys going deep in there to get that done. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Mr. one day. You have to develop childhood trauma. That's the trick. Childhood trauma is that's the secret ingredient. What's the secret ingredient? Trauma. We are. You have to have nightmares every night. Here we are. All right, Mr. Kyle. The trick is trauma. Kyle Burns. And never seek any therapy over it. Just throw yourself into your work. Be a man. All right. Hey, Mr. LaFlame, are you watching? Look at this card. So the Gold Star Zard got up to 300,000, and somebody made me an offer. We've been negotiating the price. Somebody made me an offer on this guy Somebody offered me 300K on that guy. So maybe I could move to a nice house in Vegas if I just gave up my 2 cards. It is tempting. But I don't know. I'm a Pokemon card guy. I'm not a real estate guy. I'm going to stick to the cards. Did you see the Masaki Gengar sell for 207? Yeah, that was actually the second time he did that too. So if this is in theory 600, he's done that more than once now. Masaki Gengar hitting 200K twice. Here we are. So just these 3 cards, $800,000, guys. What do you think of that? It's really getting crazy out there. I don't know what to think about that. There's just some rich guys that really want these cards. It's becoming a pursuit of the wealthy to obtain these cards. They're fighting among themselves for it. It's like the best case scenario. All right, Kyle Burns, we got you on that giveaway. Thank you so much, man. Okay, who's waiting in line? Who's waiting for their turn? It's kind of cool because you guys were with me when we bought the Gyarados live. Some of you guys were here in the channel. There's no orders in the queue. The queue is empty. So some of you guys were here watching live when we bought that Gyarados for $19,000. And I bought it right in the live stream. I showed you guys on my cell phone. And it was something I was intending to do because I felt like, okay, the Pokemon market's jumping. So he's from 2025, actually. The Mudkip was $3,300, purchased in 2022. And the Charizard was in, I think, 2021 for $22,000. Lots of money. But back then, those moves were a little crazier than they are now. Now it just looks like it's smart. Back then, it didn't necessarily look smart. It looked like something you would do if you were obsessed with Pokemon. All right, guys. Well, let's go over the remaining breaks. I know that big Charizard rare candy break can sometimes take the air out of your... It's like a big dopamine hit. So it's like, now what do you need? You don't need anything. Let's talk about all the fun things that are going on. You guys voted for Pikachu Gengar. He's all set up. Now, he's a pricey one. He could take months to go off. He's like this rare candy is so expensive, it's like a mega break. Here's Shanks. He's a much cheaper one, and he's an alt-art promo. You know, even when a card's not super expensive, you have to appreciate its potential to become expensive. You know, that was the whole idea with some of the cards I showed off earlier. They weren't originally expensive. So we look at the potential for that. So here's a really cool PSA Magazine promo alt-art Shanks. A $25 break. This guy's a $40 break, kind of a standard break. And it's Awakened Psychic King Tyranitar. Very cool. Halfway done. Philip jumped in once the Charizard break ended. So this is a pretty short one. It's called a lightning break. First edition, XY era, beautiful black color on the card. It's a solid card, especially if you like cool Pokemon like Tyranitar. He's one of my favorites. The Bowser break is up to 4 out of 9. He's come a long way. He's moving a little slower. Look at this. He's population 8. There's really not a lot of these cards. And he just looks fantastic. I consider him a Super Mario collectible. I collect Super Mario. I collect Disney. I collect Super Mario. And I collect Pokemon. I collect the 3 of them, okay? So I don't collect just one thing. That has worked out for me pretty well, actually, because we've seen gains in the Mario cards. We've seen gains in the Mickey Mouse cards. Really big gains, actually, in the Bubblegum Mickey Mouses. I looked at the Mickey Mouse market. It's gone. It's all sold. I don't know what happened to everything. It's just gone. So someone other than myself came in and just bought it all. Maybe it was somebody who listens to this stream. I don't know. But anyways, I looked at the market again. It was all gone. So this is 4 out of 9. Only a $30 buy-in. He's a nice one. He's not going to break your wallet. Here's the trade break. You can use the trade break in order to take some of your unwanted cards out of your bag. Could be anything. Just make me an offer. And we'll get this guy filled up with $5 spots, and he'll go off, and somebody will get a cute Covered in Hunter. Hardlight Master Chief hasn't moved at all. This was a consignment break. We might pick a new consign card if nobody jumps in here. He just doesn't seem to have the popularity. We also have these new pack splits. The pack splits are pretty large, too. We got Roaring Skies. I'm partially done. How far along is the cheap split? That's called the cheap split, right? We got Bryce Wolf in there and Nicholas Williams. So 2 out of 10 is done. Only $17. Roaring Skies got some tremendous cards in it. Like, you could pull the Golden Rayquaza Secret Rare, and it's not likely going to get pulled, but there's a chance for it in that pack. And he's a huge card. Then there's a lot of other Rayquazas. The whole set is just loaded with Rayquazas. It's like there's like 4 or 5 different Rayquazas. And then over here, of course, we got the very pricey Jungle Pack. Jungle Heavy Packs cost a ton now. It's 119 per spot, 10 out of 10. But the Pikachu goes for like $1,000 now. PSA 10 Pikachu's going for everything. And then you got Cubone, and then you got Jigglypuff. And you got a lot of other cute cards too. They could all be graded. So everyone gets one card out of those pack splits. We host a lot of breaks. This is a breaks channel. We do a good job of it too. There was a Topps 100 Mickey sold for $2 million. Jesus. That's why I'm saying, if you look strictly at Pokemon, you might miss out on a, let's say, a secondary, you know, market that you also enjoy. So I don't just look at Pikachu. I look at other things as well. Here's another break. You probably forget that it exists because it's not on the table. This is the Jumbo Pack Break. The Jumbo Pack Break contains a lot of booster packs. It's a 41 and 4. You got 1 in 4 odds of pulling the whole thing. And it's just, look, Darkness, Vivid, Chilling, Battle Styles, Storm Emeralda, Abyssai, Triple Beat, Night Wanderer, Disney, Pitch Black, Mega Dream, here's Soldier's Return, Nikkei Precious, Lorcana, the new Chinese Terra Festival, and Gem 4. It's a pretty good one. Solid. A lot of cards in there, a lot of chance for something special to come out. There's also 2 bonus cards. You get this promo Charmander and this promo poker card. Bonus poker card. So we try to load those up with some cool things, and the you know, the Jumbo Pack Break has always just been very popular. It's gone off many times over the years. We have these vintage Bandai cards. I call them vintage. They're just pretty old. I'll put this back. So these are pretty old. They're from like 2013. It's not quite vintage, but they're much older than most Naruto cards. Printed by Bandai Namco, the same company that's going to print the new Naruto cards, okay? Give those a try. Every card in the pack is gradable. Of course, you're looking for the golden cards, so there's golden cards in there. Hey, what's up, Mr. Musabot? He just handed out another round of gifts. Holy, I don't know what to think of this. All right, so he is going to add that to his current donations list. He's at 368. All right. There it is. Kihun Road, 368. Wow, wow, wow. Crazy. Generous gentleman. He's been handing out a lot of memberships. Hello, Mr. Hello World. Hey, what's up, man? You missed the Charizard going off. Mr. Team Rocket Grunt pulled it, by the way. Team Rocket Grunt. Oh, we have a new box split going on. So this is the new box split. It's Astral Radiance. This one is maybe not as popular, but it's much cheaper. So it's $14. There's a lot of cool cards in here. The top card is the, I think it's the Palkia Special Form. Excuse me. And it's like this special artwork that is sort of like, it's been copied off of actual, you know, historical famous art. It's the one with all the stairs leading in all the weird directions. It's a super cool card. I'd love to see that go off. It's only $14 a pack. That's actually cheaper than Ascended Heroes. So for such an old box, it's surprising it's so affordable. I only had 2 spots. Whew. Oh, nice. Good for him. I had 0, says Alex. Me too, says Andy. Yeah, rough time for everyone in that break. That is the nature of the break. You got to say bye-bye to that cash because somebody's got to pull that Charizard for $60. And what does that mean for everyone else? It means bye-bye, $60. That's what it means. We have a couple cards I haven't priced yet. Let's try pricing up one of them. So this is Dark Electrode. Look at that with the swirl in the corner. We're going to consider that an 8. So Dark Electrode Hollow 8. Let's go take a look at that real fast. People voted on the Pikachu Gengar being the next break. But it's a really big one, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see. 130, is that right? Plus, we have a really nice swirl on ours. So if you look, not only did ours get a 0.5, but we got this tight little swirl right there. Not a lot of room on the card to get a swirl. So ours is going to be a little more. I think we're going to price ours at 145 for the swirl. This card could go into the live customs. There it is. Live customs and Poke Shuffles have been hot, man. People have been buying those like crazy. Here we have another card. We've got Checklist Cardos 4. That was a card that was formerly in Slab Away, just like the Electrode was. PSA checklist Cardos. Okay, Cardos. I was supposed to have 2 Ds actually. Okay. And let's sort this by lowest. Let's see. We don't want any auctions. So there's a PSA 5 for like 785, but we have a PSA 4. I don't know how to lower the price on that. I guess I'll lower it to like 700. All right. I eat Chipotle like every day. Yeah? I've never had it. There you go. Chipotle's been around for a while. I've never had it. It's probably like okay. I'll tell you the truth, guys. I'm not a huge fan of Mexican food. Never have been. Maybe it's the seasoning. I don't like chili seasoning, so it's like chili powder. I don't know why. It just doesn't taste good to me. And then I also don't like cumin. Cumin also, I hate that flavor. Actually, cumin, it's in a lot of Indian cooking. I hate cumin. So cumin's one of my least favorite. Not a big fan of paprika either. Paprika's just okay. Well, what would you describe those flavors as? I don't know. They're like earthy flavors, and I'm not a fan. I like Asian flavors a lot. I like acidity. I like really weird, awful flavors sometimes. But yeah, I don't like that cumin flavor, man. Mister says he doesn't like tortillas. Yeah, so very similar to like pasta. I don't like too much flour in my food. So I don't like a lot of bread, and I don't like a lot of pasta. And I definitely don't like tortillas. So I don't like either of those. Then I'm not a huge beans fan. Karis loves beans. Beans are all right. I'll eat beans. They're all right. They're like real food. But I don't eat them. I don't eat like a whole cup full of them or anything. Like I don't eat a whole plate of beans. So I'm not a big beans fan. Not a big fan of anything made out of flour. And I don't like chili powder and I don't like cumin. So there you go. That includes some Mexican cooking. Actually includes a lot of Indian cooking, actually. Yeah, Indian cooking. Karis loves the butter naan and all that stuff. I'm like, why? So for me, it's not a great experience. I've had Indian food a number of times now because Karis loves it so much. And over time, I have decided confidently I do not like Indian cooking. It's like it's too much spice. It doesn't even make sense. It's like I could pour a whole cup of garlic powder on my food. But you know why I don't do that? Because it tastes bad. And so I'm starting to realize increasingly that's just their butter chicken and their tiki masala and all that stuff. It's just like they just pour a whole cup of seasoning on top. And it's like, I want to eat chicken. Like I like good tasting chicken, but damn, do you like calm down or something? But I don't know. It's like it's too something. We are. Makes me feel like I'm sweating or something. It's hard to describe. I love fried chicken though. That's great. The only Mexican food I eat is a local store that called Washington Burrito. I'm gluten-free, so Chipotle is generally a safe bet. Here we are. Putting that over there. You can see I restocked that one-piece card because we were breaking it. That was the whole point of that. That's why you see that there. I like that card. It's a good card. Here's this Charizard. So he got restocked. Ooh, look at this ugly sleeve. I wonder what tortoise tastes like. Mister only likes stinky food. Yeah, that's the truth. I do love seafood. I like food that has a pungent, stinky flavor. And so let me tell you some flavors that aren't very pungent. Beef, not very pungent. Very earthy, actually. Tomatoes, not pungent enough. Although tomatoes do have the umami flavor when you cook them for a very long time. So they're all right. Tomatoes that have been cooked a long time can be all right. But they're not the worst. I don't hate tomatoes. But here's what it is. I consider them boring. Tomatoes are kind of boring, right? Here we are. All right. I've eaten a lot of tomatoes. We grew up eating tons of tomatoes. Fresh tomato can be really refreshing. But so you find that in a lot of cooking as well. A lot of Mexican cooking will use like a red sauce or like a ground beef or something. And I hate ground beef, man. That is the worst cut of beef. So bad. So grizzly. So so sad or something. It's just such a terrible food. Ground beef is awful. I can't think of any recipes, Italian, Mexican, anything. I can't think of any recipes where I enjoy ground beef, not even one. I'm not a big fan of hamburgers. Hamburgers are kind of gross. So I don't eat those very often either. Think about it. Hamburger, it's got ground beef and a flour bun. Not for me. I wonder what tortoise tastes like. Let's see. We got an open queue, guys. It's Monday night. We had a very crazy daytime stream. I can see for the nighttime stream, it's running a lot slower just off the bat. That's why we're talking so much. How much was the vintage Naruto pack? Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the cards. So these are $40 a piece. You can see I tried to do a gym break on this. These are $40 a piece, and that's a very fair price for these if you go look them up, okay? So this is not like, this is like a liquidation price, basically. So those prices are pretty good. $40 each. There's one pack of Broken Promise and one pack of Foretold Prophecy. I thought I sold out of those, but I had not. I had just one pack left of each. Additionally, we have these beautiful Naruto tops. Look at that. So the Naruto tops, we sold tons of these, and we still have more because I stocked up on them. So these have been one of our top sellers. They're $70 a pack. They are a premium pack. You have a pretty good chance for one of one of these. They didn't print a lot of them, that's why. So we've already pulled like 3 one of ones, and I still have a lot left. So maybe another one of one hiding somewhere. Imagine pulling a Naruto one of one. That's pretty impressive. So you can tell your friends about it. Tortoise tastes good with avocado. Oh my God, bro. What do we have over here? Oh, we have another Squirrel 10. You think I should start hoarding this at this point? I had one of these in the live customs, didn't I? For $350, I think. And then somebody pulled it, actually. That's a good question. It might be time to start hoarding the poker cards. I feel like the poker cards are at a threshold. I really do. The poker cards feel like they're at a threshold to me. Oh, Buffalant Staff. Let's see if we can find one of these. Buffalant Staff. Big fan of the staff cards over here. Boof. Alant. Let's type in staff. There we go. Oops. Nope. Hold on. All right. What's the story behind Buffalant? They wanted to make a better version of Tauros, I guess. All right. So there's only one of these for sale. It's in the UK, and it's like $256 with shipping. Now, here's the thing. When you import it, you pay a 15% import fee on that as well. So it's actually higher than that. I want to see what I paid for this back in the day. Last year, basically. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's already moved up. Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. All right, let's test this out with the import fee. We'll do a 10% import fee. So it'd be about $275. All right. I know we got to grab a card for Mr. Javier. What was that card he wanted us to grab? Here it is, Buffalant Staff, ready for slab away. Sent you a message on Discord. That's Chris G. Okay, Chris, let's take a look. Would you do 75 for both? For these two cards right here, I might do that. Let's see. Give me a second here. All right, so that's lower than the consignment fee by about $25. It's tempting. I would just load them back up in the Waifu shuffle, I guess. Yeah, it's a little bit tempting, I guess. I'll think a little more about it, okay? Let's see. You know, weirdly, one of the only slab types we're not running low on is grill slabs. So grill slabs have not been a fast seller. Mister, can you sell my consignment cards into breaks? Okay, and who is this? I'm trying to remember the name on this one. Too bad I don't have everything memorized. Let me jump down here. So somebody's asking for their consignment to be turned into a break. Ah, there it is, Emmanuel. All right. So I found out who he was. Let me respond to him real fast. Did he just send this? He sent this like an hour ago. So let me, first of all, let me pin his name so I don't lose that next time. We're going to go ahead and pin message. All right, we're going to pin this. And then All right, there we go. So that's done. How much? What? Already read that. Very good. So we got a couple new cards up here now. We got this Buffalon, we got Bulbasaur, we got Magic the Gathering, Goblin Bombardment. What else we got over here? Here's a, what is this? Some kind of Sandslash poker card. Oh, nice. Looks like he was originally $175. How's that card doing? Let me try looking this up. Let's see if it went up. Looks like he got traded back to me at some point. So we're going to say poker, comma, oops, playing, Sandslash. All right, Sandslash. Let's see. The queue is open, guys, if you're looking to have some fun tonight. Looks like he's probably still around 175. Okay. And look at this. I actually saved the card. I'm going to throw this sleeve away, though. We're going to get a fresh sleeve. What are you guys up to tonight? Tell me what's going on in your lives. Anyone got any interesting stories tonight? Wow, that's yellow deck. That's really nice. Yellow deck Sandslash. So much better than the red-green deck, because the red-green deck's really ugly for this card. Yellow deck's so good looking, and it's only $175. That's a really great price. All right. Alex is kind of quiet tonight. What do you think, Alex? You think there's a quiet stream? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's quiet. Too quiet. There we go. There's a 1/1 Cooper Flag NBA card that's been pulled. Current bounty is $4 million. That's a lot of money. One of these. I lost $3,000 on mystery slab pack. That's some story. Oof. Sorry, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. I'm sorry to hear that. I hate to hear that, man. There we go. All right. Popping that in there. All right, this goes up into the live custom. So that live custom got a restock. I may need to do alone time with Mr. for consultation so that I don't keep wasting my money. Yeah, that's a new thing. We're offering that. It's $150 an hour. You can ask me any question. I'll answer it completely honestly about whatever you want to pick my mind over. Or you can do a smaller amount. You can do 15 minutes for $40 and try to cram a lot into 15 minutes. Here's Cerulege. Ooh, he's really nice. What are we doing with this guy? Why was he sitting over there, I wonder? Just got a pile of cards sitting here. All right, let's see. Let's pump up these live customs for you guys. How does that sound? Cerulege. Oops. Cerulege. 203. All right. And we're going to sort this by cheapest, buy it now. And this is the Japanese version of the card, right? So he's actually pretty cheap. Looks like we can do 75 on this card. Well, this card's going to go into the live customs for sure. Live customs needs cards just like this. I sent on ZELLE. Oh, nice, dude. That's cool, Sandslash. Yeah, it's really cool, man. If you guys ever want to do consultation or something, that's a new thing I'm offering. And you can create a list of questions for me before we start. You can take pictures of your collection and send me those pictures before we start, whatever you want, so that you get the most out of it. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There it is. $300, 3,000 mystery slab is wild. Where did 6 go? I don't know. She just, well, I have a theory, okay? So 6 had a couple orders that they were pending and they did not finish. And then she kind of blipped out right afterwards. So I'm betting she's going to go earn some money. That's what I think is going on. I think she's going to go earn some money. There it is. I'm putting her in the giveaways. And if she wins the giveaway, maybe I will let her sell the slab back to me. There you go. All right. All right. There we go. I miss her. She should come back. I like her. There was no like fight or anything weird like that. Nothing like that. I think she just probably realized that she went pretty deep, maybe too deep on cards, and maybe she wanted a little break from spending. Okay. Just have Louis pay it off. Maybe he would. Louis might be loaded. In theory. All right, what do we got here? Mr. Kyle Burns order. He's taking both vintage Naruto packs. Here they are. We're opening these up, right? Here they go. Yeah, of course we're opening them. That's the fun part. So these are some old packs. Narutos. They weren't on the menu. You just had to know they were available. Cool stuff, right? I had a whole bunch of these. Sold them all. Whole bunch of them. We got Running on the Water. Shizuku. Wind Style. Divine Down Current. Antidote. Heart-to-Heart Communication. Luxurious Meal. Ah, here's your holographic rare. Sasori the Third Kazekage. Nice. That's not bad. You should get one more rare card. Tauntaun. Here it is. Not Another Step. So this is your second rare card in the pack. Packs always come with these 2 rare cards. So those are nice. And then any of these, if any of these can grade 10, I would just go ahead and grade it because these are going to sell for a lot of money, even if they're non-holos. You get these 2 holographic cards to grade 10, and you're doing really well. Oh, I know what else is new. We got a new rainbow box. Did you guys catch this? It's in the website. We got a new box of Rainbow Topps booster packs, and they're not bad. I give them a B+ rating for quality. So that's in the menu, $225 per pack. Not exactly cheap, but that's because we don't want to sell through too fast. Here's Sharpness of the Weapon. Mizuki. Mizuki transformed. So there's your next rare card, Mizuki. We have Rock Lee and Neji Hyuga. Reconnoitering Party? I don't even know what that word is. I don't know that word. Reconnoitering. Summoning Jutsu. Mahiru. Menma. Canceling Tone. Rampageous Pig. And High Speed Hand Sign. Very cool. Are the rainbows sticky? So they appear to have a slight stickiness, but you actually might have a shot at a 10 on some of them. Because we pulled one that looks like it might actually grade 10. One person to open a whole pack of it. The other thing that's notable about the packs, none of the commons are sticking, so you're able to grade all of the commons as well. All right, and to tell you the truth, when it comes to rainbow packs, that's about as good as it gets. You know why? Because rainbow packs are always, they're always a little bit sticky. They never aren't sticky. It's just like the nature of the rainbow packs somehow. There goes Mr. Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. Let's get this up into your bag. Very cool. This is the pack where you got the Sharingan of Tears. That's right, Sharingan of Tears came from these. Printed by Bandai Namco. It's a very cool card and could sell very soon because I think we sold a different one. A different one of those Naruto cards already sold. All right, that's Kyle Burns keeping us busy. Here's Oscar Resendez. He says 2 more Chainsaw Mans. Gonna go a little bit deeper on the Chainsaw Mans. You just finished that box of Chainsaw Mans. I know what else is sticky. That Pop 1 PSA 10 I bought. Yes. Okay, so you bought it. Yeah, it's a cool card, and they're hard to grade. They're not very easy to grade. So we opened a couple of those packs to find just one that could grade 10. They're not exactly super easy. Ooh, look at that. Cool, man. Action point card looking fun. Here's Chainsaw Man, uncertain of what to do. That's a really cute card, too. Oh! Woo! All right, Mr. Oscar. Look at you, man. You're the only one buying these. Wow, that's what we're looking for. Amazing. That's a clip, dude. So that is Makima, and it's a double star. Wow, and it's got her signature here, I suppose. Wow, wow, wow. He must be so happy. Let's grab this. That's the kind of thing you're hoping for when you open cards, guys. Is it just me, or have we been crazy lucky? We just keep pulling hit after hit after hit, guys. There we go. Thank you for the gift, Musabat. Not Reze, but it'll do. Oh, yeah, I suppose there could be a Reze in here. Well, there's still a lot of boxes left, so I don't know how many double stars are in a case, but yeah, I mean, if there's a chance for a Reze 1-star or Reze 2-star, it might still be in the remaining case. Because you've only opened like, you've only opened like 2 boxes of it, right? 2 boxes have sold, maybe like 3. And we've got a whole case of it, so there's plenty left. All right, let's make sure that we clip this. Doobie 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 doo. We're gonna jump over here. This is gonna say Makima double star. 150. All right. Also, I don't think this channel needs to be this way. Let me go ahead and edit this channel. Add mic side. Here it is. Okay, and he can see this. I realize we should keep this channel private, because if you can just go watch all the crazy moments from the stream, you might not watch the video he makes later. All right, there we go. Has G.I. Joe box gone off? No, there's like 4 spots left on it. 4 spots left on it. It's a cool one. We could open the whole thing. You might pull some really neat holographic G.I. Joes, or you just have me ship it home to you to sell on eBay. You can also sell it back to me, but I'm not going to give you a great deal on the G.I. Joe box in particular. That one's basically a star card, a star break, we should say. Da-da-da, let's go grab your bag. All right, Oscar getting very lucky tonight. Oscar Resendez. I'm green again. What? There we go. Putting that down. Good. Makima can step on me. Oh my gosh. I don't know about that, bro. Tonight's night brought to you by Mr. Oscar and Mr. Kyle Burns. Otherwise, it's been a little slow. Yeah, today the daytime stream was just boiling over with orders. There were people waiting for like an hour for their turn. And now we're in the nighttime stream, and it's pretty slow, huh? Pretty interesting. Let's grab this. Maybe people went nuts in the daytime, and then they fell. Oh, I'm good. Wait. Sometimes the dust is like stuck to the slab. Isn't that interesting? All right, let's see. We got a little microfiber here. Good. I'd have a little Windex spray bottle, and sometimes I had to spray these with Windex. Just a little ch-ch-ch. Okay. If Makima says to bark, woof, woof, woof. Tossing this away. Oh, that's a 9. I didn't catch that at first, so it's a 9. Okay. That's 75 now. Good morning. Who won the Charizard? Team Rocket Grunt. Very lucky guy. We're going to have to call him a Chad. I'm curious how this missed the 10. Off-centering, maybe? Might be off-centering. I'm going to scan this. I want to see how it missed the 10. Can I buy that Mimikyu card? Yes, you can buy the Mimikyu card. I was about to scan it to see why it graded 9, but we're going to let you buy it. All right, he's a cutie. What are we on to here? Ooh. This is the Charizard that I pulled from an actual booster pack as an adult. I always wanted to pull one as a kid, and I never did. He's got a cool swirl right over his hand, like a ball. Okay, that makes me pretty happy. That happened. Good things happen sometimes, guys. Good things happen. This could be a giveaway slab, so we're going to put this in this box to be queued up to be given away. You know, we never did anything with these guys. I was tempted to crack all these and then resend them to, like, maybe CGC or something like that, you know, see what happens. See if we get any better luck. Because I couldn't really understand the centering with these. I don't think they're normally centered like you see how this looks off-center like that? But I think that that's actually normal. It's hard to say. I'd just be willing to see what CGC has to say about them. It's one of those cards where if even one of them flips into a 10, it's worth so many thousands of dollars that it's worth the effort. All right. Here we have some Mickey Mouses. Mickey Mouse is becoming impossibly expensive, and I believe I'm just going to ship these off to the PSA vault. That's it. They're going to go off to the PSA vault. Impossibly expensive Mickey Mouse cards. Okay. Look at this guy. I guess I overpriced this guy, so there's a cheaper one up on the internet, but I didn't want to sell him at that price. I saw it, and I said, wait, I'd rather just keep him then. That was too low. What do we have here? We have a knockdown for 105. Is that correct? It's a really nice $105 card. Let's go take a quick look. I want that Zard from Live Custom. There's a Zard in the Live Customs. Is that right? All right, so we're going to type in... Oops. Why is this app so slow, dude? It can't keep up with me. So we're going to say Knocked Owl. Knocked Owl. Ready? Yeah, he's correct at 105. 105 Knocked Out. I'll allow him to rotate. He seems like a really good card for the Live Customs. He's a cool card for the Live Customs. I ordered on the website for the vintage Naruto, but it was too late. Oh, sorry, man. Yes, here it is. Mr. Chris A. That leaves you with an $80 store credit. You could open one of the Topps Narutos. If you would like. It is. All right. Sorry about that, man. Let's see. I want that Zard from the Live Custom. Is there a Zard in there? I don't remember a Zard being in there. Ooh, there's this. This is pretty cool. How cool is this? They're not sequential, but they're pretty close to each other. For Venusaur lovers. Damn, dude. That could be a break. The Venusaur break. I'll set this to the side then. Oops, let's grab this. I feel like that's setting up to become a break at some point. Okay, cleaning up some slabs. We always got some slabs, man. This last week, the number of sales in the Poke Shuffles and the Live Customs has been astronomical. People just love the Poke Shuffles and the Live Customs. Here's this guy, Weedle. Okay. And then we got this, we got these Zelda slabs, huh? I gotta finish those. I'll finish those at some point. All right, so we just cleaned some cards up off the ground. Chris A., why don't you take a look at the menu real fast, see if there's something else you'd like to get into, okay? Now, as for us, let's get a rotation going on. Here's a Pristine Coughing for $70. Here's a Diglett 9 for $65. A Nessa for $80. Flick it. Here's Donphin. It's kind of cool. That's a staff card. And this expensive Charizard. I'm going to let him rotate a little more. And this expensive challenge for Frodo. That's kind of cool. All right, let's take a picture and pull these down. So we're going to go ahead and rotate the slabs at this moment. That's part of our job, is to rotate slabs, especially when we catch our breath, like right now. Okay, here's the Tens Journal. I don't know about this music, man. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. All right, let's zoom in. That's still Terraria music. All right, good. Coughing with the K, Flick with the F, Donphin with the D, Challenge for Frodo with the C. These all go in here. Into the A box. And Nessa goes into the N box, which is what we're rotating right now, right? All right, how about this? We've got this Houndoom's been up here forever. Let's just take a quick picture of him and get him down below. This will go into the Pricey Slabs channel. We should list something on eBay too, I suppose. All right, he's gone. Cheapest Makima, $5.70. What? Here's Luigi. He's nice. Ekans E, that's a $600 card. Ooh, Luzamine. God, that's a cool card. Metagross for $45. That's one of those Tarukas. And Sprigatito. McDonald's Sprigatito for $20. That to me feels like a giveaway card, to be honest. Put that over there. So that card can be placed to the side. Metagross, huh, for $45. He could definitely go in the Poke Shuffle. Can I get 2 vintage Marvel Impel? Yes, sir, we can do that. 2 Marvel Impels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yo, the Marvel Impels have been selling really fast, actually. Taruka. Metagross. T10. All right, there it is. Good. Go ahead and prop this in there. Put this in the Poke Shuffle, and we're good to go. Poke Shuffle getting stuffed with stuff. Back over here, we got Chris A asking for 2 of the Impel Marvels. Here they are. Impel Marvels have been selling super fast. They've been blasting through them. Okay. Those are, what are those, $21 a piece? I'm trying to remember their price. Let's go look it up. Impel Marvels, $24 a piece. So 24 and 24 is 48, which is 32 remaining. Okay, there it is, 32. $32 remain. I'm Chris A, and I'm using store credit. Who won the Zard? It was none other than Team Rocket Grunt. That guy had like 7 spots in there. He was really deep. And it actually paid off for once. All right, he's going to be pretty happy because if he had missed, he would have missed like 6 times 7. He would have missed like $400. Crazy. Yeah, he was going really deep. It's not going to make his Pokemon card addiction any better. Here's Punisher, Spider-Man and Venom, Dark Phoenix Saga, Punisher, Amazing Spider-Man. Here's Spider-Man Hobgoblin, Fantastic Four, Beast, X-Men and Freedom Force. Here's Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, X-Men and Dormammu. Not Dormammu, he's a supervillain. All right, Dormammu it is. Impel Marvel, one of the top sellers right now. And now, what do we have here? Here's, pulling this away. Here we have Lizard. Ooh. Archangel. He's a good guy. Here's Captain America versus Red Skull. Take this, Red Skull. Excalibur. Mole Man, the man who's the mole. Captain America, he's got a motorcycle, very good. Nobody wants motorcycles like this anymore. They want fancy motorcycles. Here's Spider-Man versus Green Goblin. Thing versus Hulk. Ooh, that's like one of the top pulls, Thanos. Very cool. And then here's Spider-Man and Captain America. So that's for you. There we are, Mr. Chris A. You pull a Thanos. There you go. Check that out. Wow, they really kind of made him like the actual Marvel comic book character. They did a pretty good job, huh? I remember how crazy everyone was when, whatever it was, Endgame came out. It was all you heard about. We are Mr. Chris. I can see you already have some Impel Marvel, so you already have enjoyed it. Enjoy it. And we'll put Mr. Thanos right here in the front. There we go. I want an Impel Hollow. They're in there. They're just not every pack. I'll tell you that. They're not every pack. They're definitely in there somewhere. All right, cool, baby. Who's next? Chris A., you still have some money left. You end up with $32 remaining. And here's a nice here's a nice Luigi. Here's an expensive Ekans, huh? I'm tempted to post this one onto eBay. Here's this nice Charizard. This card's ready for slab away. This is Vivid Voltage Charizard. And you see he's prepared with the red label. I like that one. I like that card. Can I get one more pack, please? Yes, you can. So let's grab that. So he's going to use some more of his store credit on another pack of Impel Marvel. Has anyone bought into the Jungle Pack? Not yet. It's pretty pricey, actually. It's getting up there, and it's probably going to take a while. What I can tell you is people went really deep in the daytime stream getting themselves into that Charizard break. All right, what's 24 minus 32? It's 8. Okay, $8 remaining. $8. What do we got? We're looking for Dr. Doom, in my opinion. Here's Invisible Woman. The Punisher. Power Man. That's not a very good name. Nomad. Iron Man. Tales of Suspense. Nightcrawler. Avengers. Atlantis Attacks. This crazy guy that's called Nightmare. New Warriors. And Guardians of the Galaxy. And Apocalypse. Oh, no, not Apocalypse. He looks kind of doofy. All right, very nice. Very good. There we have it. Very nice. Chris A., let's grab your bag and pop this in there. Okay. Maybe a holo in the next pack. You never really know. They come out once a while. That's how it feels. Okay, cool. We're hitting refresh. I'm going to end up buying all the spots as Magician's Hobbies. In the Jungle Pack, yeah, we might have to wait for Friday to see some movement over there. That's a big one. Roki Hume's in there on a pack split for like $60. And Roaring Skies is a nice, cheaper alternative if you don't want to go so deep. Pokemon cards, they're expensive. If you're a new guy watching the stream, we'd love to get an order from a brand new guy. Let's get some free ones ready for a new guy, huh, guys? We got this giveaway, this Charmander. And let's get a Ghastly as well. We gotta get some new guy giveaways. If we got nothing to do, if we're ever twiddling our thumbs, we start to get a giveaway for any new guys. That's what we do. If you used to order a long time ago, and then you took a break like over a year ago, you took a long break, and you come back and start ordering, we'll count you as a new guy. You get your little bonus, okay? I don't know much about Roaring Skies. Got to research it. Oh, it's good. It's a top choice for me. It's a Rayquaza set with a lot of Rayquazas in it, including a secret rare Rayquaza. Really sexy. Okay, there we go. New guys. Who doesn't like them? Is that baby Charizard able to be slabbed away? Yep, that's slab awayable. That was the whole point for him. I thought he's a nice one. Okay, Charmander, Fire Claws. And let's get a sleeve going. That's a fat sleeve. Let's get a thin sleeve. We're running out of the thin sleeves, believe it or not. So there it is, a double. Now, the minimum brand new order's got to be $20. So you can't come in here and order like a $2 thing and then say, okay, I did place the first time order, give me the Charmander. You do have to place an order that has some meat to it. That's the first time bonus. So it's Charmander and it's Ghastly, okay? Put that up on display. First time bonus. My last order was in 2022. Oh, yeah. And refresh over here. I see we have an order in the PayPal queue. Click. Do I count as new? You're pretty new. Here's David Moraes. He says he'll test out the next Impel Marvel pack. All right, you got it. Impel Marvel. Bonus holograms. Ready for it? Let's see. Stepping through all that. Wait, let's go ahead and peel this so that's a little more space. I like to do that. I like to undress it a little bit. All right, what we got? We got the X-Men. Whoa. Storm's so cool, man. Dormammu. Oh, no. Here's Spider-Man and Wolverine. Hulk versus Wolverine. Leader, take me to your leader. Here's Sabretooth. This really good-looking Spider-Man. That looks great. Isn't that card number 1? No, that's card number 30. Bullseye, Silver Surfer versus Mephisto, Green Goblin, Fantastic 12, and High Evolutionary. The bad guys always choose colors like black, purple, red. That's discriminatory against colors. Good guys are always like blue, yellow, you know, like bright colors. There we go. Boom. David Morris. These guys who make the superheroes are racist against colors. Even like Star Wars, the bad guy colors are like black and red. Oh my God, bro. I can't handle it. It's too black and it's too red. What do we got now? Doobie-doobie-doo, doobie-doobie-doo. Your colors are black and red. You're the bad guy. I must be the bad guy. That's exactly how racism works, I'm pretty sure. Like, my skin color is brighter than yours. I'm the good guy. You're the bad guy. Slab away the Charizard and one ascended heroes for the road. All right, you got it. Charizard. Kyle Burns. Good. Let me go grab it. Oh my God, it's the bad guy. We found him. Let's jump over here to the Slab Away channel. So we have a public channel called Slab Away. Now we write your name down. It's going to say August 11, 26. Kyle Burns. PSA 10. Vivid Voltage Charizard. And we priced it at $217. Now, you sent, I guess, $40 for it, right? That's why I assume you sent. And it's a pretty cheap slab away. I could probably just do $10 for you for the slab away fee. So I'm not going to charge a lot on the slab away fee. So 217 minus 30 is 187. So we're going to say you have 187 remaining. Boom. All right. Yeah, it's not a very expensive card. I don't mind lowering the slab away fee on that one. Up it goes. So when you pay off 187, it's complete and the card becomes yours. All right. I did 44. Thank you, sir. So we have one more thing we got to do for you. But before we hit that up, I'm going to restock. Give me a second here. Let's see. Maybe right here. Okay, and we'll click on this. And then we'll click on this. So, good deal on that Charizard. He's a surprisingly affordable yellow border, reverse holographic Charizard card. He's really nice. One Ascended Heroes for the road. Let's get it. One Ascended Heroes, the one that contains another God pack, right? Let's get that God pack. All right, snipping this. Oops. Here's Murkrow Fezandipity. Ooh. You got one Fezandipity. Tossing that over here. Throwing that away. Kyle Burns. Thank you, Kyle. And there we go. I started watching you 5 years ago when I was 29. Now next month I will be halfway to 40. It says Gaming 1 Martinez Bro 77. You know what's crazy, man? I started this when I was 30 years old. So, you know, I was just 29. I turned 30. Yeah, I felt old because I was hitting 30. And when I started doing this, I went into it so hard. It was like 7 days a week. It still is 7 days a week. I streamed both Saturday and Sunday, for example. 7 days a week, nonstop, huge hours, like 12 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And it's almost like being in jail a little bit. You're like in Pokemon card business jail. You never leave. You're always here. You don't even see sunlight. You don't even go outside. And so here we are in the future, and I'm looking at my age, and I'm halfway to 38. I'm halfway to 38 already. And so I'm 2 years away from 40. I'm old. I'm old, and I better have something to show for it, I guess. Yeah, it's been one very quick life. Felt like I was running away from home yesterday. I mean, it feels like that. I was running away from home yesterday, and now I'm 38 years old almost. Crazy. At least I have some great Pokemon cards. Guess my age, mister. I'm going to guess you're 38, Musabot. I was 15 when I started watching, and now I'm 22. Yeah, time flies really fast, man. So it's kind of scary. I don't plan on stopping either, by the way. I'm not planning on retiring. My plan is to keep going. I'm too good at it. I'm too good at what I do. I like what I do, and I find the information interesting, so I never really get bored. So that's good. I think that's the only way you could live this lifestyle anyways. But we do want to upgrade our lifestyle. We're going to head out to Las Vegas, most likely, and then we're going to get comfortable in a security-gated community and bring all of our intense home security with us anyways. We're going to secure that home and get a nice vault room going, and yeah, it'll be good. We'll move all our crap with us, and hopefully the cards just keep going up. I don't know. I mean, there's no point to it at some point. Like, once you get your lifestyle kind of locked in, what do you need? What do you need $1 million for at some point, Retirement, I don't plan on retiring. So if I wanted to, I could just work less hours. And so it's like, at some point you have to like define what it is you're looking for in life. Well, I kind of already found it. I just enjoy playing with my cards, right? I enjoy the trading game where you're trying to find value before others do, or something like that. It's a game you're playing. So I get to play games all day. That's it for me. I get to play games all day. But, I probably need to get involved in like a community, maybe like a local thing. And I got to have kids. And then after that, I don't know what it is, guys. Maybe we'll make some special memories together with these huge breaks or something, Trapped in Mr. Jail. Yeah, I'm like trapped in Pokemon card jail. I don't have a lot of memories of the last 7 years. I'm not kidding. I don't. I went to Dallas, I went to Tennessee, and I went to Las Vegas. But those were like 2 days. That's it. So in 7 years, I had 6 days of vacation time. And it was mostly just the work of getting there, checking into like an Airbnb, and then leaving. And we spent those 2 days mostly driving around, analyzing the area to decide, hey, should we move here? So we didn't like relax at all. It wasn't like a 5-day vacation or anything, or a 7-day vacation. It was pretty intense, short little vacations, if you want to call them that. And now we know that Las Vegas is the better one. And so we're getting our asses over there to a no-tax state. So I drag our Pokemon cards over the line, out of stinky-ass Missouri, and into a no-tax state where these cards belong. They belong there. We're going to take them there. We're going to get these cards into that no-tax state. And then all of a sudden, if I were to sell these for $600 and this for another $200, if I was to sell those for $800,000, and let's say this for another 100, so that's $900,000. And let's say, hold on, bear with me. This for another 100,000. So let's say I were to sell all these for $1 million, $1 million. You know what I don't have to do? I don't have to give stinky-ass Missouri $50,000 for doing nothing for me, because Missouri doesn't do anything. Missouri takes my money and it says, oh, good, you got that money? Good, let's go give it to people who can't take care of themselves, and they never will. That's it. That's what they're going to do with the money. They're going to waste it. It's going to go into a black pit of money where the money just gets vacuumed up. They'll never build anything with that money. They'll never build a thing. It'll just be people who don't take care of themselves, and then all the money needs to go to them for some reason, and I lose $50,000. So we're going to drag that money over the border to Nevada, and we're going to keep $50,000. Because that's twice what I paid for this card. I paid $21,000 for that, and I don't like being suckered by Missouri. They offer nothing, and they take all that money. I should have left years ago. I should have left like 4 years ago if I was smart. I'm smart now, so sometimes in life you just got to get smart at some point. If I had played the game better and I didn't, that's how life is. You don't play the game perfect the first time, right? You can't speed run it on your first try. But if I was playing the game better, I would have already left. I'd have already gotten into Las Vegas. But I've been playing like a dummy, so I got to do better. It's just how it is. You just got to do better, guys. You got to make the smartest move all the time. It's hard to do that. It's not always clear what the smartest move is. Maybe I'll regret. Maybe something bad will happen on the way to Las Vegas. Maybe I'll crash. Maybe I'll crash my car and die or something. But, you know, that's a little bit of it. Risk-taking is part of it. Mr. Love's flexing these. They're my best cards, so you got to show off your best cards, everybody. But that's $1 million, and it's just a handful of cards. And it's maybe $1 million. It's $1 million in theory. And Missouri's just going to steal 50,000 of it for what? They're not going to build. They're not going to make something I want to use. Missouri's going to go, oh, well, you know, St. Louis sucks. Everyone in here is doing drugs, and they're going homeless, and they never want to work. So why don't we just take your $50,000 and just give it to them? Because they're never going to improve. That's what they want to do with it. I guarantee you that's what they'll do. They'll do that with it. Oh, you see the city of St. Louis full of people who revile you. They hate you. They talk shit on you. They think you're privileged. I was told I was privileged for years during the BLM movement. And I came from abject poverty. I came from 11 children, no birthdays, no Christmas presents. It was horrible. That's why I ran away. And so, yeah, I had to be told I was privileged and all that crap. And now I've worked my ass off like crazy, and I've gotten lucky, and they're going to take 50,000 from me. And then you got Tennessee's like 4 hours away, and they're like, you can keep it all here in Tennessee. Why don't I just go to Tennessee? It makes no sense. Nevada's like, you can just keep all your money that you worked for. So why don't I move to Nevada? It makes no sense. I just stay here in Missouri and get bent over like an idiot. I hate it. The tax man is the worst man. I'm the government. I'm here to take your money away. We're going to do good things with it. No, you're not. If they were going to do good things with my money, why is everyone still homeless? Why is everyone still hungry? Why are none of the problems solved? Why are we still bombing everybody? Why are you got all these politicians getting paid absurd amounts of money? You got corruption. You got NGOs. You got roads with potholes. You got crowded roads. They never expand them. What do they do with all that money? They just take it from you like they're the mafia. They're like, hey, you're going to give us that 50,000 and we're going to throw you in jail. And they take it from you like they're the mafia, and then they don't do anything good with it. And then it drives me nuts. Anyways, that's one of my biggest gripes in life. And it makes me a little bit insane. So I cannot wait to go to not Tennessee. We chose Nevada. I like the dry air. I actually do like that. If it wasn't Nevada, it very likely would have been Tennessee. Tennessee's a good one, guys. Tennessee's a good one. But I like the dry air. It's so weird. Like, even if I was somebody who didn't have any money, let's say I didn't have any good Pokemon cards, I'd still be hauling my ass over to Tennessee, Florida, Texas, Nevada, Wyoming, Alaska. I'd still be getting my ass over there. You know why? Because anywhere that there's friendly business taxes, friendly individual taxes, anywhere that kind of stuff exists, that's where the business are going to go. That's where the remote workers are going to go. That's where the high earners are going to go. They're all going to flock to those states. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it's going to happen, like this slow exchange. All these smart people are going to drain out of the other states. They're going to drain out of states like Missouri, like I'm doing. How many other people in Missouri are making the same move? Probably lots. Probably already happened for years. But they're going to drain out of places like Missouri, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, all these Kentucky, West Virginia. Missouri's going to be another West Virginia because no one's going to want to live here. St. Louis City is one of the most moved out cities in America. Look it up. I looked it up. I know this stuff because I live here. So, you know, all the smart people, all the wealthy people, all the remote workers, all the ambitious people, they're going to drain out and they're going to go where? Probably to the fast-growing places like Dallas, Texas. And then those places are going to build all the stuff. The cool stuff goes to the cities where there's investment, where there's people. It's going to go to those places where people have the money to spend, you know. So remote workers, well, they're doing software engineering. They're making money, man. So where do you want to build the next amusement park? You want to build it in Broketown, or you want to build it in a place with people with money and stuff, with investment. We have built in the cool place, you know. So even if I was a guy who didn't have a lot of money, I would be moving to Tennessee anyways. I'd be moving to Nevada anyways, because I already can predict that's where the jobs are going to go. That's where the money's going to go. And I don't get it. I don't understand Missourians voting against that. They're like, nah, keep us poor. Let's stay a state with taxes, because everyone loves to move to Missouri and they love to pay bonus taxes to live in Missouri. It's so stupid, dude. Anyways, I'm ranting. We have no orders in the queue. If you guys want to shut me up, place one of those orders in. Resenda says, you put my clip time in Breaks channel, not Clips one. The Breaks channel? Wait, which channel? Hold on, let me see. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Here, let me grab that. Makima Double Star. There we go. It was supposed to go into the August recap. There it is. Wrong channel. Boop. All right, Makima Double Star is in the August recap channel. Good job, man. Great pull, by the way. Next order we got is Mr. CS Man. Taxation is theft. I don't mind taxes. I really don't. I'm not lying. Some taxes have to be paid. It's sort of like an HOA fee. You got to pay an HOA fee. Then they sprinkle the lawn or something. But when did it become like this new thing where it's like, my job is to raise someone else's family. My job is to pay for this guy who doesn't want to work. My job is I have to take care of this guy because he does nothing but bad decisions his whole life. Like, he wants to smoke crack or something like that. And it's like, oh, well, now you got to pay for it. Why do I got to pay for that? That's crazy. And it wasn't always that way. This is the future. This is modern times that we do it this way. We didn't do it back then. Back then, if you smoke crack, you're on your own. Now it's like, well, he's going to smoke the crack and then you're going to pay for him to smoke the crack. Why? When was that a good idea? And then, you know, your state goes broke because you're spending all your money on stupid stuff. It's just bad. You know, it's not very practical. Salesman says, could you check my consignment slabs and check their prices, please, and reprice as necessary? Yes, sir. All right. So he would like to take a quick look at his consignment slabs. So here is a seismitude. All right. Let's get it. John Lucas, Chris Gonzalez. That's Emmanuel Martinez. I like that one. 470 on the Gyarados. Anyways, I'm not totally heartless. I think that there is a reasonable way to help people. I just don't think taxes should ever be too high, like unreasonably high. And there is a point where it's unreasonably high. And some places get the taxes up to like crazy numbers. And it's like, well, there it is. That's the unreasonably high number. I shouldn't feel the taxes. It shouldn't be affecting my lifestyle. You know, like we need roads, we need government, we need the post office, which actually I question if we really need that. But we need all these, you know, we need some government facilities. We need, you know, things that we share, right? We need those to go out. We pay for libraries. The libraries are all right. But there is a point where it's like, see this person? They don't want to work. And they want you to pay for housing and food. Tell them no. I don't think so. I think they're going to have to get a job, and they're going to hate it. It's going to pay $16 an hour, and it's going to suck ass, and then they're going to go buy their own food. Because that's what I did my whole life. I did that. No one gave me any. Even when my family was very poor, they didn't receive a dime of welfare. My parents were very proud. They would have never allowed it. They never received welfare. I never received government help. I got the student loan. I guess you could call that government help because it's like a subsidized thing. But I went for like a good degree. You know, I didn't waste the government money on like, you know, some stupid thing. People waste that money like crazy. They get the government degree, the government money for the degree, and then they go get like a degree in like psychology, and it's like, unless you go for like clinical psychology for 8 years, you're pretty much just wasting your time and money. All right, and ooh, look at this for $630. Emmanuel Martinez, he's got a great Tyranitar here. So it looks like CS Men's cards are the Golduck, the Slowpoke, the Ends Plan, the Charizard 8, the Haxorus 9, and the Seismitoad 9. Very good. Now I'm going to put these back down. 100 Biden going to give out crack for votes? Hell yeah! Oh yeah, that guy knows how to party, baby. Dude, you know that guy's going to win if he runs for office, right? That guy's definitely going to win. I don't think anyone likes our current politicians. This Hunter Biden immediately comes off as like, what's the word? Relatable, maybe that's the word. But yeah, the current Republicans are toast for sure. Does anyone think that the Republican Party is doing well right now? I think the Republican Party is in a lot of trouble. We are. All right. Hate to say it, but that's my intuition. All right. They haven't produced, they're getting too deep into the Iran war without producing enough things that Americans can actually cheer for. Seismitoad. And then you do have a problem where people are working for like $16 an hour. I mentioned that, right? $16 an hour. And houses cost like $600,000 a home. So we have this major inflation problem, and that's what needed fixing. The Iran thing is a separate issue, perhaps. Some people wanted it, some people didn't. But you got to at least fix the inflation. You've got to. You got to make homes cheap and affordable. Here's Haxorus. Here's Charizard. Here's Golduck. Here's End's Plan. So I think they're in trouble, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think the midterms are going to go? Midterms, historically, midterms have not been good for the party that was in power. Usually you see it flip. So you see power flip to the other team. All right, Seismitoad. So the Republicans, to hold on to power, must be doing really well, right? Well, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they're delivering what people want. Okay, 275 on the Seismitoad. He actually goes up slightly. Private psychology makes a boatload of money, though. I think if you get like the full clinical degree, yes. But a lot of people pulled out a huge student loan to get like the 4-year degree, which you're not allowed to do anything medically at that point with the 4-year degree. So they went for history. They went for sports. They went to school for psychology, the 4-year degree. They went to school for stinky art or something, sociology, which is a nice degree as long as it leads into a good job. But so there's a lot of people who don't finish the degrees. They take like 2 or 3 years. They don't finish it. Or they don't go on to get the master's degree, because some of those degrees require a master's to be valuable, right? Or they don't mix it into an industry or something, like mix it with finance or something. So you get a lot of these degrees. They're actually quite poor. And psychology is one of them for sure. So psychology is a tough one. That's one of the most common ones. History is another one. A lot of girls sign up for history. They get the history degree. And then what are you going to do with the history degree? How are you going to make money with the history degree? Like, what do people actually need? They need cheap food. They need more homes. How's a history degree going to solve that? It's not. You get like a job teaching history. That's what you do with the history degree. All right, it's looking a little bit like this one went up as well. So some degrees, they're just tougher to make money on. And especially some of them are quite bad. They are. Fraud needed to stop first. All our taxes were going to the Democrat Party. Yeah, there was definitely some stuff that looks like fraud. And then there was some like legitimate people that were abusing like the healthcare system, like we saw in Minnesota. And then we saw again, was it in California? I can't remember. So there's been some video, like the Nick Shirley videos were pretty insane. And you go, yo, that's a serious problem. Are you ready? You can't ignore that. It's not a Republican issue. It's not a Democrat issue. It's a, hey, I pay a lot of taxes, and it better not just be being stolen by organized groups, you know? Organized groups that know how to fill in paperwork really well and fake like patients and stuff like that. So whether you're Democrat or Republican, put your party aside. Let's get rid of that. I don't think anyone wants that truly. Ooh, this card's gotten cheaper. So the Charizard goes down to 350. All right, so he shall go down. Let's see. Haha, Rubia has an easy win in 2028. Oh, I don't know, dude. I think it's going to be sharp as hell. I think it's going to be very close. My intuition is that it's going to be hella close, dude. 350. That's my intuition, is that it's going to be really close. It's not going to be an easy race. I like Marco Rubio. He's well-spoken. But will he be voted on to become president? That's another question. Here's 37. All right, Dark Golduck. You ready? Dark Golduck. He stays about the same. And then we've got End's Plan. The Democrat Party and the Republican Party are both heading toward authoritarianism. That's another thing. Like, both sides are getting more polarized and aggressive and extreme. So we're getting like the worser version of these parties. It's just getting worse and worse. There. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful democracy, which just turns into authoritarianism eventually anyways, because people vote. That's the weird thing about democracy. People can vote to become, you know, they can vote to become communist. They can vote to become fascists. Isn't that weird? That is weird. Like, they're trying to stop that in Germany, right? The Germans are trying to stop the far right, the supposed far right parties that want to kick out all the immigrants. And so they say, oh, well, these are fascists. And we can't allow fascists to run in our elections. It's like, well, then you're the fascist. Like, you're supposed to let everybody run. How can you, that itself, not allowing a party to run is fascism. How do you stop, you know, how do you fix an issue like that? It's too tricky. All right, so the Slowpoke's really tricky to price. We're going to leave him alone at 110. We could lower him to 105 if you wish. Voting for more money is crazy. All the Trump endorsements will work out for midterms. Please buy my consignment cards. CS man, me and you need to work on a deal for the Seismitoad. All right. So there they are. I can re-image these real fast. Let's see. We're going to go to all consignment. We have a channel called Consignment Ad, by the way, where you can just send me a picture of what you'd like to sell, and it can still be at your home, and we can put that picture up for sale in the Discord server. Go. All right, put this back down here, and ends plan. All right. There we go. Okay, let's rotate this. Here's Geodude. Geodude again. Here's Mario, Ace of Spades. That's the new rare candy. You know, it's weird. You guys voted for this, but I have like this feeling it's not going to go. I do. I just have this feeling like the Gold Star Gyarados was the better option. I don't know why. There's Pristine Iona. I think we might have to stop doing those. We might have to stop doing those polls because I can't tell if they're actually effective. I feel like I might be better at picking the slab than you guys, the one that turns into the break. All right, let's see. We'll find out. We're going to give him some time. Next up, we got Roki Hyun. He says, 5 of the English Pokemon McDonald's Dragon, and please give that Growlithe to Cat, and give that one free custom live to whoever ordered for the first time. Sounds good. Let's give that Growlithe away. Let's see, Roki Hyun. Grab this. We're going to say, ta-da. Please give me Ray. Ooh, he's in those cards, so you probably will pull him. Okay. And this goes off to Miss Kayla, who is back here. Where is she? Kevin. Kayla. There we go. 74 people voted for a card and nobody really entered. Yeah, and it was like a Pikachu, wasn't it? It was a crowned Pikachu, I remember now. And it seemed like it made perfect sense. And then we put it up on the table and it sold very slowly. Hopefully that's not the story for Pikachu Gengar here. I just have this funny feeling that it is. Like, it's almost like my suspicion is that the audience doesn't even know what they want. Like, they have a feeling they know what they want. But then when it comes time to actually shelling out money for the thing that you want, then you go, oh, I don't actually want that. You know, I don't know about that one. Actually, that doesn't get me excited. Okay. I haven't seen that one yet. Looks so cute. The Pikachu Gengar. So 5 of the English Pokemon McDonald's Dragon. Where do I keep that? Here it is. We keep it in 2 locations, and we need to converge it into 1 location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. So we keep 1 in the Japanese packs area, but I think we have 1 in the English packs area too. There we go. All right, this is McDonald's Dragon. Let's get it. Snipping time. Snip number 1. And snip number 2. Oh man, I feel really full from that food. It's that Wagobi, man. Ready? Miraidon. There's the Rayquaza. You were just saying you wanted a Ray. Okay. Little Rayquaza there. He looks great. Good. How about that earthquake, man? Did you guys see the outcome from that earthquake in Colombia? It's actually really terrible. Huge earthquake. A lot of people probably passed away. I think they so far have declared 100 people dead. That's probably just the start. Kind of reminds me of the Venezuelan. There was a Venezuelan earthquake too, where like 600 people died. 600 people died, man. There it is. Another Charizard. 3 Charizards. Wild. Okay. And how about Pikachu? How about Dragonite? Oh, yeah. There's your Pikachu. Cool, man. Very nice. Sweet. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and throw these away. And let's go grab your baggie. Yes, you've got a baggie over here. Yeah, nice Pikachu right there. Thank you so much, Mr. Rokihun. Very nice. What else we got going on, guys? Let's see what else is happening. This payment is being processed. We have completed our review of this transaction. This transaction is no longer pending. Apparently there was a $10 pending PayPal order and it cleared. Clear. All right, that's it. No more orders in the queue. We got an empty queue. Let's go ahead and rotate some fresh slabs onto the table. What do we got? We got Ninetales. Here's Porygon. Here's, wow, Red Nidoking. Here's Queen of Spades, Lily Lunala. And here's Luigi. Luigi time. Let's check that Queen of Spades. Excuse me. So we're going to say PSA 10. Poker. Playing. I know what set this comes out of. It's a rare set. Lily Lunala. Let's type in Lunala. And there it is. Our price is correct. Yep. Weirdly cheap. I feel like that card should cost like $400, the Lily Lunala, if you only understood how rare it was. And then let's see about that Nidoking, huh? Let's check out Nidoking. Nidoking's going to be... Well, here's a much cheaper Nidoking in Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, I'm scared to sell this guy. He's population 16, and there's one for sale for $200 from Canada. Man, that's really cheap. I guess I'll accept that for the price. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather keep it at that price. This card's crazy rare. I know he's especially rare because they don't place this one in every deck. I don't know. I guess I'll follow it. My job's to follow the eBay price. So we will be correcting our price to $200. That's pretty low. 400 felt correct. It is. I think I've sold one of these for 400. Okay, what's this? We've got Porygon. He might be even more rare than the freaking Nidoking, dude. I bet you there's hardly any of these. Let's see. Click. Pokemon. Oops, something isn't right. Try again in a few minutes. Okay, let's try that again. Their website's like not working. Oops, something isn't right. Please try again in a few minutes. All right, their website's down. We can't test it. Well, what we can do, though, is we can look up the price. I'm betting he's even more rare than the Nido King because no one bothers to grade him. One of those. Porygon. Meow, meow. So here's a Porygon for 450, and the app is breaking on me. That's so annoying. Let's go ahead and close the app. Okay, let's try this again now. Very good. All right, so yes, we're gonna stick to the price of 300 on this one, and I can't look up the pop count. And then this, what is this? Pokemon Black Ninetales. You see that Canada's about to go up to 50% tariff? Okay, what? Dude, that is another problem with Donald Trump is he does these heavy tariffs, man. And at first you're like, okay, cool, he's playing hardball or something like that. But I gotta say something. They're really, really expensive to pay those tariffs. I've been paying them for like 2 years now, and I don't know what the benefit is. Like, so maybe the benefit is that as a result of the tariffs, maybe they print more cards in America and then more people get card manufacturing jobs. I don't think so. I actually doubt that. I doubt that they're doing more of their manufacturing over here than over there as a result. The real result is the government gets to tax me. There it is, taxes. The government gets to tax me for even more money because either I pay the tax or the Japanese guy pays the tax or the Korean guy or the Chinese guy. One of us pays the tax, and that goes into the cost of the booster packs, obviously. So the end result is the price of the item goes up so that Trump can have his trade war. And it's like, is he winning the trade war? I actually don't know. Like, I don't know. He needs to communicate clearly why it's working so well and what we're getting from it. You know, like, I'm not getting a stipend from it. I know that. So what's the government spending that money on? Because the government's collecting money. Do I have neighbors who are getting jobs in card manufacturing? I don't think I do. So we're just paying a big-ass tax on these cards, man. 15%, by the way. That's about what it is. So anytime one of these cards needs to come in from the UK or from Germany or from Canada, a lot of them are in Canada, or from Australia, or heaven forbid, Japan, Korea, China, which is, again, a lot of the cards come from there. Every time we bring them in here, we got to pay this fat-ass tax on them. And, like, for example, I just got, like, a $700 bill from FedEx for some of that Storm Emeralda. So you ever wonder why your packs aren't, like, $1 cheaper? Well, because part of it is you just got to pay this fat-ass tax, dude. Taxes, 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 taxes. When I earn money, I got to pay taxes. When I buy something, I got to pay taxes. When I sell something, I got to pay taxes. When I import inventory, I got to pay taxes. Taxes, taxes. I bought a house. Good. You get to pay taxes every year on it, even though you already bought it. Taxes, taxes, taxes. It's enough to make you go crazy. I work on it all the time. I was working with Karis on it today. We were asking tax questions about the way our inventory works with AI today, and it took like 30 minutes. We were just sitting there asking the right way to do it. Terrible. Tax this, tax that. You are the government. You are the government. You are. What did the government do with it all? Good stuff, hopefully. Definitely not good stuff. All right, looks like this guy might be getting a little cheaper. Let's see. We're going to bring its price down to 500. Yeah, I hate to hear that. You know, I really also think that other countries should lower their taxes on America as well. So part of what, I guess, triggered Trump is the fact that other countries do a tariff on America. And so I'm all about that free trade. Canada should not run tariffs on us, and America should not run tariffs on Canada either. We should all drop our tariffs. That's the way it should be. We're supposed to be allies, by the way. But, you know, I think they do it to protect certain industries. But maybe it gets abused a little. Maybe it gets a little broad. I don't know. But, you know, everyone wants to have a trade advantage with each other. Like, they want to sell you a bunch of carrots, but they don't want to buy your cabbage. They say, you can keep your cabbage. The only thing I'm doing with you is selling you my carrots. That's it. And you can keep all your cabbage. We want your money, not your cabbage. So countries do that with each other, and it becomes problematic if you're America and every single country just wants to sell you their garbage and they don't want to buy any of your garbage. So it becomes a problem. And that's why, Daddy Trump was freaking out over it. But, I'm paying this giant-ass import fee now, and it's just super annoying, man. VAT is placed on the sold product. Where does it end? Yeah, it's just terrible. It's too much. It's too much. I know you guys in Australia get killed by it, too. They tax the hell out of you guys. If you want to buy something from the... Ooh, we got to give this away. How about this, guys? You want to give this away? If you want... Let's go type free into Nightbot, okay? I'm going to go set it up for you guys. If you guys want to import something from the United States, they're going to ask, well, how much are you importing? And you're like, well, $200, I guess. And they're like, oh, good. Oh, goody. Goody, goody, goody. All right, that'll be $70 import fee. What? Yes, 70. I'm twirling my mustache as we speak. I'm twirling it. Yes, that'll be $70 VAT tax. What the fuck? On $200? Well, you paid $40 shipping too, didn't you? We have to tax that. It's crazy. It's like, what the? And I'm not entirely convinced the government does it strictly to protect jobs. I think they do it just because they see it as another way to collect taxes from you. I really do. They just go, oh, look, we found another way to collect taxes. Type in free to get into this Umbreon giveaway. The government takes from you, I'm giving to you. I'm giving you free Umbreons from my generous Poke prosperity wealth. So I'm just going to give you an Umbreon for hanging out with me. How cool is that? Roll it, mister. All right, I'm rolling it right now, Resendez. You were ahead. Andy Man went in, though, not you. Oh! He said roll it. He said roll it because he knows no one else is in yet. Andy Man. Number 18. He said quick. All right, we got Cody Hodges. Cody H. We got Matt R. Anyways, 20. What I want to know is, how's the government going to help me get more Pokemon cards? That's what I want to know. The government should help me get more, not less. I want more Pokemon cards. I don't want to pay your stupid ass taxes. Help me get more Pokemon cards, government. All right, what we get? That roll that you asked for that landed on Andy Man instead of you, that was the spot. Oh my God. All right. And they say there's no God. So here you go, Mr. Andy. Of course there's one. And he loves to punish you. It's wigged. I know. There we go. All right. Now, how about a new free one? How about this very adorbs little kitty cat for the next free card? Huh? How do you guys like that? You guys like free ones? All right. See, I give free ones away too, Mr. Kihyun Ro. You're just giving out way more than me. Let's grab one of these. That's the new keyword for the new slab. Cute little kitty cat meow from the McDonald's packs. I probably sound like a grouchy old guy sometimes when I talk about these subjects. I'm getting pretty close to 40. I am kind of a grouchy old guy. That's the fact of the matter. I reached the point of becoming disenfranchised by the government. That's when you start to sound old and crusty. That's it. That's why old people are so angry. Their lives sucks. They're not getting good sex anymore. They're all out of shape. They're closer to death. And they figured out that the government bends them over. So they go, oh, yeah, I'm an asshole now. Not just the government, but the corporation bends you over. Everyone pushes on you. Other family members bend you over. As everyone takes advantage of you. Everyone take. That's how the whole world runs, except for your friends. So that's why they're called your friends. So you get friends and they're nice to you, and that's about it. 40, 60, 80. I'm up to 80. Look at Kihyun Ro. He's up to 368. How am I going to catch up to that? Jesus. Mr. Unk to his unk. We're going to say you sound like my dad talking about taxes. Ha. Yeah, I know. But so, I'm especially aware of it because of, well, you should see my taxes. It's just really complicated and frustrating and annoying and terrible and very expensive. Like, I think I paid like over $2,000 this month in what's called payroll taxes. So, you've got income tax, but you have payroll tax because I'm an employee, Alexa's an employee, Mike's side's an employee, and it's like some giant chunk of money comes out just for that. And it's like, that's every month. And then that's just an estimate. So at the end of the year, they get the real number, and then you still owe that. And it's like, I don't know, dude. It's too much. And then I go to like buy something, and it's like, okay, well, you got to pay the taxes on it. Okay. Oh, you're importing it. Oh, bummer. Well, here's another 15% taxes on top of the taxes that you spent. Like, holy shit, dude. How much money do I get to keep? Any of it? Nah. The government's a freaking mafia, dude. We went to war. The founding fathers went to war virtually over a tiny tax. It's like almost nothing. And they said, we don't get to get taxed this way. And now we're like bent over for like 50% or more of our income is just taken from us. And we all smile about it. And actually there's a whole party that fights over how we need to give even more than 50%. And it's like, are you guys nuts? What the hell's wrong with you? More than 50? Like you lost it. It's for the community, for the commune, the collective. Anyways, I don't mean to sound too crazy, but that's how it is, I guess. I think the community is going down the toilet. That's how I feel. I think we're all like out of shape, crazy people with gun problems. Look at this kicks. I guess if you took the guns away, then the gun problem becomes smaller, but you know that's never going to happen. They're going to be like, not my guns. No, sir. Just one crazy country. Mr. is old Nick Shirley. Wait, haven't you hired your wife yet? No. Should be 20s, but to be fair, that was nothing. She's got one job and one job only. She better keep them cheeks soft for me, man. She's got one job. Y'all become the stereotype. What? He did not just say y'all on me. All right, let's see. Your passkey isn't working. Oh my God, then why did you make me make a passkey? It's so stupid. PayPal's the worst when it comes to logins, man. How's PayPal looking? We spent some money tonight on that Gengar. All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and rotate these. We got this beautiful Crimson Blaze card. Here's Stay With Me. That's a consignment card. That could probably go down by now. That's new. The checklist is new on the table. Here's Pristine Moltres. Y'all. You best not be saying y'all, bro. How y'all doing? All right, let's move this over here. How about Ariana Grande? Why is she so skinny? Can anyone tell me that? Since we're just talking about stuff. She needs to, like, eat. How do we get her to eat some food? At first, when people were making fun of her for being, like, too skinny, I was like, oh, please. Because I've always liked skinny girls. And, you know, some girls are naturally skinny. And then they get made fun of for being skinny. And it's like, come on, dude. Some people are just skinny. I'm not a skinny girl. I'm a fat girl. But, dude, she's skinny. Something's not right. She's addicted to not eating. She needs to eat some goddamn food. I gotta get her a bite. How about a little munchie? All right. Got some. Be sure to check out that consignment channel. We got some cool cards in there. You can't speak on Ariana Grande. Her fans will dox you. People already know who I am. You're at PAX or just sell slabs? We do both. Yeah, didn't mean to trigger y'all withing everyone. She either had cancer or something else. Ariana Grande is a clone. Dude, she's too skinny. Something's going on. She's got classic don't eat any food-ism. What do they call that? They call that, shoot, I don't remember the name of the disease. You know, Karis is being told over and over by the doctor she has to gain weight to get pregnant, and she's just not gaining weight. She is having trouble with it. And she told me she finally understands me trying to lose weight because she sits there and she eats food. And she's like, it doesn't matter how much I eat, I can't gain weight. And I told her, it's like, well, you got to eat a box of cookies. I told her, I was like, didn't you see how I did this, how I got fat? I was like, what did I do? I ate a box of cookies every now and then. And she's like, I just can't do it. I can't eat that way. She's like, I want a bowl of beans. And I'm like, yeah, beans is why you're skinny. You eat a bowl of beans, you'll stay skinny forever. Beans are like one of the lowest calorie foods. Beans will fill you up for the whole day and give you 0 calories. That's why you're skinny. So I'm like, put the beans away, get the cheese out, get a box of cookies out. She's like, I can't do it. So she's skinny. I'm fat. I'm losing weight, though. I actually lost more weight recently. that Wegovy's working, man. The GLP-1s, and I'm not even on the highest dose. I'm on the 1 milligram, and it goes up to 2.4. So I'm on less than half of the top dosage. So I'm still losing weight, and I'm not even on the top dosage. I'm scared of the top dosage because it gives me headaches. Most likely she's addicted to hunger-suppressing medicine, maybe. Her parents failed her. She's cute. Ariana Grande's cute, but she's losing too much weight, man. She's too skinny. It doesn't look right. It does look like a malnutrition situation. She got to eat. And people get into that. It's really fascinating. I think that's why everyone pays attention, because it's like most of us actually struggle with overeating. And like, for example, look at me. And she's undereating. It's so strange. I can't even imagine it. Like, yeah, it's weird. There must be a certain feeling that they like. I have like 13,000 in hits, and my dad is close to 6 million from old 80s Gretzky, Lemaeus, and all near mint, non-graded. Ooh, nice. All that money and brain, but don't want to live healthy. Make it make sense. You talking about me? Oh, you're talking about her. She looks like she could be picked up by chopsticks. She is the chopstick. Yeah. You can probably see her ribs. That ain't cute. Like I said, I like skinny girls. They're very cute. Maybe girls that are a little more skinny than usual, but she's too skinny. Something's going on. Something's not right. Here's newcomer Kobeni. Here's Bouffalante. That's staff Bouffalante. All right. Very cool. Look at that. You can put that in the slab away. Ariana Grande, she looks sick. Yeah. I don't think this one's selling. Back into the box it goes. The consignment slab is done. Here's Dark Electrode. We'll get you some fancy new slabs up here, guys. What do you think of that? Pristine Bulbasaur. Oh, pristine. Oh my. Pristine. I think we're going to lower the price of the Pristine Bulbasaur. I think he is proving not to sell very quickly. Let's lower it to $90. I priced him like that because I remember how hard it was to get the Pristine. When I asked if you would hire your wife, I was more thinking of the tax advantage situation, not as in she would actually work for you. If I hired her, there's no tax advantage to that. We'd have to declare her earnings as something that we pay taxes on now. I mean, yeah, she would cost the company more taxes, not less. I recently hit Mjolnir borderless from the Marvel MTG set. You can't hit Mjolnir borderless? What are you talking about, bro? You're going to have to show us, or I'm not going to believe you. Speaking of showing, let me show you guys what's in the Poke Shuffles. Are you ready? All right. There we go. Now, I need her working under the table, literally. Here's Metagross, Cerulege. So we got this nice Cerulege in here now. Simipour, Master Ball, Staff Inteleon, Jigglypuff. Meowth. So the Meowth is no good. The Jigglypuff's, well, the Meowth is good actually. I shouldn't say that. The Meowth is fine. That one will probably be kept by someone. I think the Jigglypuff is truly an unpopular one. Cute little 55 CAD price just dropped 15%. Oof is 303. I can't send pictures. Here's another Meowth. There's two of them. Duraludon, Dedenne, Froakie. Froakie's kind of nice. Wait, didn't we re-roll Froakie? Here's Umbreon. Here's Mega Heracross. Here's Suicune. I always thought she was so beautiful growing up, watching her on Nickelodeon. I read recently that she's going to be staying out of the public because of what people are saying about her. Yeah. Well, maybe they're going to go help her kind of get back into shape. Here's Dialga. Who do you guys think is the sexiest actress? And why is it Zendaya? She's obviously a queen. Here's Paldean Whooper. Sexiest actress. What do you guys think? Professor Oak. Here's Professor Burnett. Here's Luigi. Okay. Here's that Master Ball. I'm going to have to go with... Here's Paldean Whooper. Here's Bulbasaur. Here's Sandshrew. Here's Venusaur. Here's Rocket Moltres. I don't think this guy's in here. I suspect he's not. Eevee. Could just be he's never been pulled. Here's Charizard. Your company would have less taxable cash at the end of the year. Taxable cash? That's not the way it works. They tax your income. Xatu. Here's Mega Sharpedo. Here's Jigglypuff. Hypno. Here's Iona. Here's Charmander. Here's Chespin. It sucks because I already read that. Here's Victini. Here's Eevee. And here's Fui Coco. A bunch of those old maid slabs made it in there. The recent slabs are pretty good. They give a boost to the box for sure. We added some recent slabs. There we go. There we go. People don't want this Xatu either. It's kind of surprising to me. I like the Xatu. The Poke Shuffle is fun because it's kind of cheaper stuff. But look at this. So the recent big slabs added, we got Inteleon Staff 9. Now, if he was a 10, he'd be like 250. So that's good. Master Ball Simipour and a nice Ceruledge for 75. Good. Bro, move to Texas. Isn't there like a 0 tax? I'm moving to Texas. Texas tough. Yeah! Huh? Nah, bro, I'm moving to Nevada. We're going to Nevada. We're going to Las Vegas, I think. Could be, we're pretty set on Las Vegas. At the last second, we can change our mind, but I like Las Vegas. It's nice. It is good. Reno looks good, too, to be honest. Reno's got better weather, but they look good, too. The dry air, man, it's good. Real good. The dry air is awesome. Come to Texas, bro. We could be best bros, bro. Hell no, bro. You gotta come to me. Here's Silver Knockdown. I did test Texas. I went to whoa. I did test Texas. I went to Dallas. And we did as much as we could in a day, and it was all right. To tell you the truth, it's a little bit like Missouri. It feels a little bit like Missouri. There is a feeling that's very similar, and you're just kind of like, it sure is a place. Here I am. You know what I mean? Like you're waiting for something to kind of reach out and grab you and say, you need to be here. You know what I mean? And it's a place. It's flat. There's no mountains. There's some trees. Of course, Dallas was swelteringly hot compared to Missouri. Missouri was kind of cool in comparison. The weather was better. Yeah, you guys kind of suffer. That extra heat, whew. Missouri doesn't have that extra heat. It's actually a nicer temperature in Missouri. So you get a more extreme weather than we do. And I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it is roasting out there. And it's wet and sticky. If you like it, it's good. Live the life you want. You know, bro, you make your money, you live, do what you want to. Haha. Phoenix is never recommended. We have a vacation house down there, and it was shit being there. Beyond hot. Burn your feet. Scorpions in the house. We actually found a scorpion out here in Lake of the Ozarks in our previous lake house. There was a scorpion in it, and it was like, where did this even come from? Like, we're on the side of a lake. Where are the scorpions coming from? But yeah, we had a scorpion in the house. And it was funny because the previous owner actually warned us to check our shoes for scorpions. I was like, scorpions? Isn't that like a desert thing? But no, we had scorpions in the house. Little baby scorpion was just crawling around on the floor. And it was cool, actually. Mister went to the ghetto part of Texas. Now, initially we did. Initially we were in the ghetto part of Texas. But then we moved to an Airbnb in a nicer neighborhood. And it was still pretty bad. But yeah, we went to the cheapest Airbnb Karis could find. She set it up, and it took us to this crazy, it took us to like this condo complex. It was like a hotel kind of condo situation. The whole thing's made out of like concrete in every direction, concrete everywhere. You go down these big concrete halls, and it's like a weird sound to it almost, because you can hear the cars outside going by, and it like echoes through the halls. And as you go by, there's these doors, these little doors that lead into your room, and there's a security camera over every single door. And you go in, and it's very we arrived at night, and it just felt really bad. It was very dirty, crap everywhere in the hallways, trash everywhere. We make our way into the room, tiny, cheap little room, no TV, like a futon for the couch, and like nothing for the bed either. It was like this stick bed. It was terrible. And so basically, they didn't have anything in the room that you could steal. There was nothing worth stealing. And all I could think is like, oh yeah, this is where you go to do your drugs. The next morning, Karis is in tears because she said she tried to go outside, and there's like this black lady, and she's like high or something, and she's just screaming and freaking out in the hallway, and it just scared her to death. So Karis came back inside and she was like crying, and we set up for like an Airbnb in an actual like just like middle class sort of neighborhood, and we were out of there, dude. It was very weird. It was like, who lives here, dude? Somebody who's not having a good time at life lives here. Somebody who's barely getting by lives in these houses. They were so small. Like, it was a room that had a kitchen, and then it goes into one bedroom that is also connected to the bathroom all at the same time, just like crammed, like this small, it's like a jail cell. And then you can just hear people fighting and screaming. And so you're sitting in the room and you hear all this fighting and screaming and crying and all this other crap, and you're like, oh God, dude. And the sound of the highway is ripping through the concrete halls the whole time, like an echo, like, So you never really have peace. You hear all these people talking and screaming and fighting. It's like thin walls or something. But then the sound of the highway is ripping through that concrete, the outside concrete walkway. And it's like, what the fuck? Who's living here? It felt so bad. And the cement on the stairs and just everywhere was stained in like garbage. So like, I guess, the way it works, I think you take your garbage and you just throw it outside of your door, but there's an actual dumpster you're supposed to take it to, but I don't think people like to carry it there. So, but you can see where the ground was stained everywhere from everyone's liquid that leaks out of their garbage bags. And it's just like, yuck, dude, everywhere. It was so bad. Then we got into the home in Dallas, the middle class home, and it smelled. Have you ever heard of people make fun of like how bad the Indian food smelled? I've never had that happen to me personally. I've never had somebody say that, but I've heard about it on the internet. It's kind of a mean thing. It's kind of maybe a little bit racial profiling or something. I don't know. But people at the work office, they go, oh, you heated up your Indian food. It stinks. Okay, so this house was insanity because every inch of the house smelled like an Indian restaurant. You couldn't get into a single room in the house that didn't smell that way. And now that's not a problem. I kind of like that smell. I don't hate it. But here's the problem. There were like 1,000 flies for some reason in the house. Like should have been a dead body somewhere. Like, what are all these flies doing? And they were just like coated on the windows. So my suspicion is the house had been sitting there just sort of vacant, and the smell makes flies come in looking for that food, and then they get trapped in the house. Because all over by the window, there were just like a whole pile of dead flies on the carpet, and then the window is just soaked in flies. And we sit down on the couch, and there's just these flies buzzing around our head. So we took all these pictures for Airbnb, and they made the whole thing free for us after we showed them all the flies. And it was like, the house was very clean, but it's just a horribly strong stench of Indian food. And it was baked into everything. Every inch of the home smelled that way. And then, yeah, that was our experience with like the mall and like the food areas and the Walmart. It was like 75% Indian where we were. And we did not expect that. We thought it was going to be like 50% Mexican, 50% white. That's what we thought it was going to be. No, it was like 75% Indian. And it felt like you were in a foreign country. I think I even told Tammy that when we were on the vacation. I was like, this is the nicest foreign country I've ever been to. Because it was very nice, by the way. But that was the experience. And I'm betting that's only a slice of what it's like over there. But we went to a couple malls. We went to a couple restaurants. We went to a Chinese buffet. It was loaded, wall to wall, huge. Delicious too, by the way. And I kid you not, we were the only white couple in the entire restaurant. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, there were like, Asians, there were like Chinese people running the restaurant. We were the one white couple. Everyone around us was a different race. And I was like, well, this is not what the demographics online said. I didn't expect, I was like, where am I? And it didn't feel bad. Everyone was dressed well. Everyone was polite. It was nice. It was organized, good. But, after being there for about 2 days, it kind of stopped feeling like home at some point. I was like, take me back to Missouri. I'm ready to go back. That's how it felt. After about just 2 days of it, I felt like I wasn't home anymore. I felt like I was on a trip to another country. And that was the feeling of Dallas. So that was my experience with Dallas. Very big, clearly a lot of opportunity, big malls. Everyone's got huge roads, very crowded roads, a lot of restaurants. I saw a lot of restaurants. But like only after 2 days, I didn't feel like, I felt like I was the odd one out. I felt strange there almost. Like, Yeah, it was just odd. It was weird. It wasn't a bad thing. It just wasn't for me, I guess. And where I live in Missouri is very homogenous. It's like, everyone here is Irish and German. It's like 80% Irish and German. So it's like to go from that to Dallas to save a certain amount of taxes, probably not worth it. Probably just stay over here in a little secluded lake house or something like that, But I liked Las Vegas. Las Vegas was very mixed, by the way. Las Vegas was not very wide or anything. But it's a very different feeling in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is very diverse because it's like all kinds of people over there. Dallas didn't actually feel that diverse. It felt like it was like one or two types of people that just landed in Dallas. But Las Vegas felt truly diverse, like New York City. Because I've been to New York City before, and that's also a very diverse place. So, it's, when you use the word diversity, it's very interesting because it could be like, well, 75% of the people are one race. But, you would think diversity means a whole bunch of people. But in that case, it just meant not very white or something like that. It's just like you're moving to a place that's not very white, but it's not actually very diverse. So it's a very different feeling. Now, if you're living in Dallas, maybe your experience is very different. I was there for 2 days, and I experienced a couple neighborhoods. I experienced a number of restaurants. I went walking down like a gay street. I didn't know that was a thing. But AI took me to like the most interesting places. So it said, you got to go to this road. And they had like a gay club, and there was a guy on a microphone, and he had like speakerphones that would go outside. He's like, yes, queen. He actually said that. It was really funny. And so you have like people walking around in the 100-degree heat getting roasted while they're hanging out there. And we went to a number of grocery stores, including a really cool one that had like food from around the world. So I really liked that because I like having access to diverse foods for sure. And I feel like the mall was probably one of the more, eye-opening experiences. We went to the Galleria Mall, and that was where I was like, oh, wow, it's not very diverse here because it was packed wall to wall with people, and it just wasn't that diverse. And so I was like, it's all right. You know what I mean? It's like, it's okay. Like you could move here. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was roasting hot too, by the way. So again, like if you just go back to Missouri, you cool down by like 10 degrees. Like that's kind of nice. You got muggy, humid in Texas, no mountains, nothing special with the environment, by the way. So you guys had like the lake. I saw the lake. It was ugly somehow. Your lake was ugly. I went to one of your lakes near Prosper, Texas, and it was just not that good looking. And then, we got Lake of the Ozarks. Actually, it's kind of beautiful. It's a bunch of hills over here. They're huge because we're in the Ozarks. So the lake was like, it was just like a body of water, and it was just like in a pit, and that was it. It was just like it might as well just be like a water treatment facility. That's how it felt. But so the environment's not that special, and the mall made me feel kind of like I wasn't home, and it was weird. Yeah, it was a strange feeling. But Dallas is growing very rapidly, and there's a lot of opportunity over there. And I actually would probably move there before I would move to a high tax state, is the funny part. Damn, Mister's body shaming lakes. It's cool, not going to lie, but I only packed my car, sadly. Never bought one, should start, but I'm proud of my hit rates. Mister, are we out of English Pokemon XY evolutions? Technically not, but I think I have to open a fresh case, so I don't know if I want to do that. If you go to Vegas, check out the tunnels. I grew up White Rock. Let's see, nearly everywhere now, America and Canada. I'm mostly Indian. Her eating balut. My ex, way Vietnamese. The cooking was sour and rotten. Ooh, that sounds good, sour and rotten. Facts, see Texas, little Dallas. You got warned. Yeah, nowhere. What, Hinge, Netflix. I want to change the movie, and the laptop was on the floor, and the thing was hiding under the HDMI table. What? Water body shaming. Yeah, I was water body shaming. Yeah, so the lake was just kind of ugly. I'm not going to lie. It was just kind of an ugly lake. And I was like, well, it's a lake, but it's like, I don't know if I'd play in it. Well, guys, it's 5:44. A little bit of a slow Monday nighttime stream. I think as everyone went deep on that rare candy break in the daytime stream, and nighttime rolled around and everyone had already spent, kind of blow their load or whatever. But we'll do a little bit of talking about Dallas. By the way, so if that sounded a little negative talking about Dallas, my impression of it was still that it was pretty cool. So I talk about this. One of the coolest parts about Dallas, 80-mile-an-hour highway, like that's the actual speed limit is 80, and you're like you're up in the sky because the highways are so tall. They build those highways so tall so they can stack like 3 more rows of highways underneath it. And that's like, I don't know, it's like something you'd run into in New York almost. With New York's all their bridges and stuff like that, they get all those bridges to get in and off of the island. Well, they got something special going on with their architecture with like the highways in Dallas. It's very cool. And when you drove around, there were a lot of large buildings. Now, they were kind of spread about. So that's not like some cities where they're all clustered together, but they would have these huge buildings, huge American flags. Cool, you know. But roasting hot. It is so hot, and probably hotter than Las Vegas. Las Vegas gets to 115, right? But without the humidity, it doesn't feel as bad. You're like, oh, I can breathe. And then it just almost felt like I didn't belong there. It weirdly did not feel very American, even though Texas prides itself on being like very conservative, maybe being like kind of American. But it actually felt kind of like a foreign country when I was there. And it wasn't because of the idea that maybe whites were a minority there or something, but it was something else. It was like no one was speaking English or something like that. It was a weird feeling. It was a very strange feeling. And those were some of the experiences I had there. It was, overall, it was really fascinating. I think for me, Las Vegas was so fun because of the feeling, it was very irreligious. You know, the strip club, swinger club. There's a lot of swinger clubs out there if you're into that. There's strip clubs and swinger clubs, and everyone's gambling and everyone's dressed up with their titties out. And a lot of food, a lot of debauchery. And I'm not going to lie, I love the feeling of debauchery. It's a great feeling. I'm all into that. I don't gamble, though. So actually, that's good because I can live there and not lose my ass. You know, like I'm not going to gamble myself under the table and be broke. I guess people do that over there. I have no gambling addiction at all. So I can move over there and enjoy the feeling without going broke. And they got these super high-end, very pricey, maybe a little bit snooty neighborhoods getting built on the west side near the mountains. And it's pretty far away from the strip, so they're building like their whole own little city over there. And I'm going to try and sneak into that. That's my goal. Because when you get over there, you get closer to the mountains, the whole area cools down by about 10 degrees when you're at the very top. It's cooler by about 10 degrees. And so it's like, if they're having 115 down in the strip, it's only about 105 in this area, this elevated area. So that's the goal now. And that's going to cost a lot of money if I went over there. So I have to sell off all of these homes in Lake of the Ozarks. And it'll take a while. Unless the houses sell very fast, which I don't think they will. Let's see. I guess just me. Do you rip any packs, mister, or just buy singles? Excuse me. I do all kinds of stuff. That's something you could ask me later. Mister, is there a lot of carp? I see new things saying that hundreds of dead carp are turning up alongside the Mississippi. Now, that's the Missouri-Mississippi River. We have Lake of the Ozarks, which is a totally different body of water. So I don't know about that, the carp problem. But, you know, when we went fishing, nobody ever liked carp, so they probably don't care if they're dying. Over here, we do have a Roki Hune order. Let me take care of that for you real fast. We vibing with the selling, but rip one for the one time. Here we go. You ready? So Roki Hune says 10 Japanese white flares. Oh, Japanese white flares. That's a really specific order. Let's grab them. Here they are. All right. Kind of a slow Monday night this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. We got 10 of those. If you guys are ever bored of just me yapping a lot, you got to remember, you guys are the entertainment. When you place an order, that's what keeps everybody entertained is the order. So if you want to keep everyone entertained, maybe go pick a pack that you think could just keep everybody busy for a second, and we'll go through it, okay? You guys, you ready? Near me, we have a lake that gets stocked with trout, smallmouth, and perch. I'm living in an actual lake house in Lake of the Ozarks. Very beautiful, double wide yard. I think this house will sell really quickly if we put it up for sale. It's very, very beautiful out here. But ultimately, it's not a good place to host Pokemon cards, and I'll tell you why. Because when we are waiting for the latest set to come in, we have to wait like an extra 5 days compared to everyone else. Everyone else is getting their product faster because they live near an airport. Now, for me, I live like an hour and a half from the nearest airport, but the major airport is 3 hours. So every product I buy eventually has to be driven out to the middle of nowhere, Lake of the Ozarks. It's a rural area. It's very secluded. You have to drive like 3 hours from Kansas City to get out here. There's a 3-hour drive, like 3.5 hours to tell you the truth. So because I'm in the southern tip of it. And so all my product takes an extra 2 or 3 days to get here. And by then, you know, especially if it's the wrong days, like if I have to wait over the weekend too, oh, just terrible. So just living near a major airport is going to improve this channel, guys. Living in Las Vegas, living in Dallas, living in Nashville, moving to one of those big places immediately improves how soon we get the latest sets. No more waiting an extra weekend. Oh, does TCC have it yet? We're going to have it on time, or at least we're going to have it 3 to 4 days faster than we used to. And that's going to be a great improvement, because it's nice living by the lake, but it is really annoying having to wait that long to get the product. It's a terrible feeling. Like, we'll be going live, and there'll be like this super viral, super hot set. Everyone else has it. We don't have it. And I know it's because it's stuck at some stupid, you know, all right, it's in Earth City now. Now we just got to drive it to you. It's like, oh God, dude, if I lived by Earth City, they would have just delivered it today. You know, if I lived by Earth City, St. Louis, the product would have been delivered. So yeah, we care a lot about that. And the move is going to help us with that tremendously. But also, you know, another thing we don't ever get to do. Wow, look at that. So we got 2 ARs out of this round, 2 ARs out of 10 packs. Another thing, we don't get any Collecticons out here in Lake of the Ozarks. It's too underpopulated. No card shows at all, in fact. Why would we have one out here? No one can fly to it. So there's no card shows out here. And so the minute I move to any major city, I can start going to card shows on the regular if I feel like. And so that's another way I'm missing out, because we could be hosting a table potentially and vending for fun, you know. Maybe like maybe I could train someone to vend for me. But whatever the situation is, we just can't do it out here because no one can fly out here. So there's no airport. So no Collecticon. We have sometimes an extra 5-day wait for product. All that so I can get bit by ticks and catch Lyme disease. It's like, damn, dude. The lake is very good. There's no doubt about it. You got sea-doos, you got boats, you got restaurants on the water. Although I'm going to complain about that too. The restaurants on the water are so overpriced. They charge just an ass load of money. $70 meal for some cheapo spaghetti. It's terrible. It's not even good tasting spaghetti. So they know you're going to pay the high price for their food because you got your boat parked in their boat thing. And so when I figured that out, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Because when I was moving into Lake of the Ozarks, I was all excited for that experience. You buy a cheap boat, you park the boat in the restaurant, and then you climb out of the boat and you eat at the restaurant. Well, it just turns out they just take advantage of you. They're like, yeah, you can have this nasty spaghetti. Here's a couple of oreganos. Here you go. That'll be $80 for some spaghetti. You're like, what the fuck? Because I have a boat? Is that why you charge so much? Oh, I have a boat. That must mean I want to pay $80 for spaghetti. And it's just like, damn, dude, that's terrible. So I've been to many of the lake restaurants on the water. They're these special on-the-water restaurants. They have great views, by the way. Very cool. But they know you're going to pay a premium just to be there. And the food is so bad. Like, they don't even make good food. They just exist. That's it. They're like, here we are. We got a boat dock. Come on in. So, and there's aspects of it that are really fun. Like, there's these bikini babes everywhere. So you show up and there's all these hot blonde. I'm not exaggerating. Every restaurant is loaded with hot blonde girls in bikinis. That's it. They help you park your boat. They help you put gas in your boat. And it's every restaurant. Very sexy women. Every single boat dock. But you're not going to touch them. They're not dating you. So you're like, okay, you're eye candy. And then you go up, you pay $80 for spaghetti. So now I don't even want to go to those restaurants, right? Like, I don't have a boat anymore, but you can drive to them. I don't want to go to any of those restaurants. They're the worst restaurants out here. Now you want to go to like Chili's or something like that, you know what I mean? Because they actually serve affordable food for what you're getting. And that's another problem in Lake of the Ozarks. It's undeveloped. There's no restaurants. So you could come out here and throw a rock in any direction, and wherever it lands, open up a restaurant, and you'll be packed. There's so much restaurant opportunity out here. Every restaurant is loaded with people, and there's just not enough of them. Nobody wants to open a restaurant. I don't know. Maybe it's everyone's discouraged from opening one. But Lake of the Ozarks, it does not have enough. There's not enough grocery stores. There's not enough restaurants. There's not enough entertainment. So I could wait like 20 years for them to build some crap. Or we can just up and move to Nashville, Dallas, Las Vegas, Orlando, and immediately have way more restaurants. Like it's just one move in 1 year. And then voila, you've saved 5%. So yeah, it's been cool out here. Lake of the Ozarks is cool, but it really is more like just a vacation spot for people coming from Springfield, Kansas City, and St. Louis. And living out here full time, it's been peaceful. It's very peaceful, but boring. You know, you start to go, maybe I will go on that Tinder date. I'm bored out of my mind. Honey, I'm bored. I'm going to go hook up with this person. You're just bored out of your mind. You have nothing to do. Like, maybe I will smoke meth today. Maybe I'll do a little bit of meth because your mind's just going crazy. You're so bored. But that happens to me a lot. I get bored quickly. So I work, and then I don't know what to do with myself. I just get bored. Next up, Aaron Searles. 2-Storm Emeralda, do you still do middleman grading? Yes, we do. We still send cards off to grade. Right now, the big ones are going to be CGC, which is still open. And we're doing a PSA booster pack submission. So you can send in $55 to grade a booster pack. So, Kyle, is where I would go if I had your money. I would agree with you. I've seen a lot of Southern California pictures and videos now. They have the tall hills. They have the beaches with the ridges. They have the beaches with the walkways and the roller skaters. They got, have you ever actually really closely looked at California? It claims to be diverse, but if you look carefully, all those beaches, not very diverse. A lot of just white people there, right? Well, white people, maybe Asians, but so not very diverse. And I think it's a money thing. I think those places get so expensive. It's just like some rich people over there, and that's it. But so I've looked all over the place. They got the tall palm trees. They got the big rolling hills. It's just like, mwah, it's perfect. It's beautiful. That'll be 13% on your entire income. Ah! It's not 13 on the entire income, but it's a progressive tax, and it gets really deadly near the end. So it's like if we sold this card in California, if we sell this card, a huge amount of my money starts to get taxed at 13%. Dear God, that's insane. How would you like to just give up all your money to California? Why would I do that? It's so stupid. And then on top of that, let's say I sold this to a guy in California. Oh, now it's a Californian selling to a Californian. That'll be the full California sales tax. So somebody's shelling out 9% just to buy it. Unless you sell it to me in cash and I hide the cash or something. I don't know. But that's tax evasion. That's not legal. So if you're doing it legal, you can't do that. But and then you owe 13% on this stupid thing, and it's like that's a whole vehicle or something. That's a hell of a lot of money. I mean, okay, so let's do that $1 million again. Let's say I sold all my big cards, sold them in California, and let's do 13%. So you're gonna give up, and everyone always tell me it's like worth it or something. You give up $130,000. That could just go into the stocks. You could sell your cards and just have an extra $130,000 in the stock market. Or you could live in California. And it's like, how good is it? How good is it really? Is it really worth $130,000? That's another home almost for some people, for some areas. In Missouri, that's the cost of a home, by the way. $130,000. And then that's not including the sales tax. That's just the income tax. That's not the sales tax. Sales tax is somebody's paying 9% taxes. Could be me, could be the buyer. We have to agree on it. What? That's just nuts, dude. I don't know. Like, how good can it be? I guess if I was a billionaire, who the hell cares? If I was a millionaire with like $100 million, who the hell cares? I just live exactly wherever I want to live. But I don't know. That doesn't explain why all the wealthy people are going to Tennessee, Florida, Texas either. Because some of those guys do care. They go, yeah, I do care. I'm out of here. I don't know, man. It comes back to that subject again, and it makes you wonder, like, there is no manual or instruction or code that tells you precisely where you need to be in the world. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of explore and discover it. I think having a base in no-tax Las Vegas might be a clever move. We'll be up by the mountains. It'll be cooler there. The air's nice and dry. We go to the Strip. You get a couple months of hot weather, right? You don't get an ocean. Although I will say this, California's ocean's cold anyways. But you don't get an ocean, so you don't get that ambience. I can fly to the ocean. I can take an ocean vacation if I had to have the ocean, you know? And I can continue as a person who is not owning like $50 million of anything. I can continue building my position in America, in the world, right? Like I started out with nothing and now I've got something. Should I just resign and lose 13% of it because I went to California, or should I keep building? I feel like I should just keep building. And again, like, how is my life going to be terrible in Las Vegas? Maybe it will be. I don't know. Some people say they don't, once they leave California, they just go back to it or something. But I don't think that's true for everybody. I think some people move and they go, oh, Utah's actually pretty nice. Boise, Idaho is pretty nice. Or something like that. They find out that there's other places in America that have created good places to live. So I think it's a tricky thing. I think it's like a girlfriend you're breaking up with or something. I think it's complicated. It's interesting. Let's see. I feel you, and good luck with that. Millionaire isn't 100 million. Places in America will be a $5 million house in CAD and literally cost 700K USD. Blows my mind. Yeah, last year, though, of The Bachelor, currently 3 jobs and studies, so we'll be better after that. I've never heard someone complain about living in SoCal. I have. Yeah. If you look at the comment section, a lot of people talk about it, actually. They talk about having absolutely terrible traffic. They talk about how the weather can be actually too cold or too not very sunny, apparently, in some places. Some places actually remain cloudy for a while. I've heard about problems with opportunity. So that would be like a job that pays enough to pay for like the $1.3 million homes. I've heard people talk about how if you want to live near the beach, but you don't want to pay $1.3 million for a home, and it's a tiny, very old home from like the 1960s, if you want like a decent home, or if you want an affordable home, you have to buy like in the valley or someplace like further away from the beach, like an hour away. But then that gets up to a nice roasty, toasty 90 degrees in the summer. You're really burning hot. And then it's like, then you have to drive to the beach anyways, but then the traffic's really terrible. So I've heard about these things, and people say, well, at that point, you're doing all these trade-offs, and you still owe the 13% taxes at that point. So it's kind of an interesting thing. Again, I've heard a lot of Californians speak very good about California, and my question for them is, have you tried anything else? Did you test any of those other states? Because I've just been in those states and came back, and so my curiosity is, what do you know about the other states? How often do you leave and test them out? But those are some thoughts. Actually, California is one of the one states I need to go test myself. Hey, what's up, Jacob Chickering? If you're so stuck on taxes, just Texas for 5 years. So, Mr. Dodo, another problem with Texas, besides maybe I didn't like the way it felt, maybe it was a little too hot. Another problem, Texas is actually 2% taxes on the real estate. So if you buy $1 million home in Texas, you do owe a lot of taxes. They take a ton. They take more than Missouri. I looked it up, by the way. They take more than Missouri, depending on the size of your property. So if Kirsten and I went over there, we bought like a $1.7 million home in Texas. We owe more taxes to Texas in property taxes than if we paid our income taxes in Missouri. So Texas kind of lies about their low taxes. Now, Florida is truly low taxes. And Nevada is truly low taxes. And Tennessee is truly low taxes. Texas has a nasty, very high property tax. They lie about that. So they say, oh, we have no income tax. Yeah, a little bit. You got an income tax. Your tax burden, your total tax burden's higher than you're letting on. Rocky Hune says 3 of the English One Piece 16s. You got it, man. It's higher than they say. And I noticed those things because I've looked at it a million times. 2% as till low AF. It's not. No, not at all. No. That's a very high property tax. Actually, Texas, if you didn't know this, Mr. Dodo, if you didn't know this, Texas has the highest property tax in the country. It's actually Texas. It has the single highest property tax of any state. So if you just moved there and rented, that doesn't matter. Although in a way you pay that tax indirectly through the landlord. Or if you moved into Texas and you bought a tiny little home, like a little $400,000 stinky home, that's fine too. But if you want a gated security luxury home where you're going to be there for the next 10 or 20 years through your 40s and your 50s, and you're going to protect a lot of cards, you're going to pay out the ass for that property. You're going to pay tons of taxes every year, 2%. Crazy. Rip off, really. Because you're not enjoying beaches in Dallas. You don't get beaches. Orlando gets beaches. You just drive like 2 hours in one direction, you got beaches. And they got lakes and all that other stuff, but they got beaches. Or you can move to like, there's a lot of places you can move in Florida for beaches. They got beaches everywhere, but but they also got hurricanes. That's the problem. They got hurricanes. But Orlando doesn't get the hurricanes quite as bad, and you can just go driving for the beach. But so you're going to get the lower property taxes over there in Florida and the no income tax, and Texas just doesn't do that. So, when you do the analysis, Florida offers a little better lifestyle, in my opinion. It's got the same very muggy weather. They got floods. They got hurricanes. Texas has tornadoes and floods. Here we are. Roki Hyun picking up a couple nice SRs. No mega hits. So I've looked at Texas. I've looked at it like 20 times. And yeah, their homes they got nice big homes for just a cheap amount of money. But I will say that's probably, the price is probably suppressed by the fact that people are terrified of having to pay all that tax money. All right, let's see. I used to love NH, but property tax has ruined it. Normal people just in real estate charge that roughly. My dad owns a real estate firm in Canada, was number 2 in the country a couple years back. Yeah? So you were in Canada, huh? That's pretty cool. Low-key should get cheap after my hometown just burnt down. Your hometown burned down? What are you talking about? That sucks, dude. All right, so fun conversation. Always really fascinated at where to move to in America because it's very similar to which Pokemon card should I buy next, by the way. You're not just... One of the single largest investment in your guys' lives will be the house that you buy. And so I have a lake house, and that was an investment. You have a house somewhere, that was an investment. You have a condo you've bought, or you've got an apartment you're renting, or something like that. Your parents have a home invested somewhere. One of your single largest investments of all your money will be the house. So I can't stop analyzing it. I analyze it every day, like just constantly. And I've decided on Las Vegas for now. That seems to be where we're heading. Tennessee is probably my second choice. Tennessee, cheap, low taxes, low cost of living, zero income tax. Pretty good. So Nevada and Tennessee are the two. I like them the best. Fun conversation. I'll hop off. We've talked about it to death probably. But we're at that point in life now where now the goal is we got to get some freaking money together. We got to get these houses sold. That's going to be the focus of the next year for me. Get the houses sold. I think after the first lake house sells, we're going to start pushing around for kind of contingency bank loan that the way it will work is we'll ask them to make us a contingency loan where we pick out a house in Las Vegas, buy it under the condition that we have to sell this home as well. So we'll say, loan us this money, and then we'll get this house sold as well. In the meantime, we got a lot of construction work to do on this home. We're going to fix the bathrooms and clean the exterior of the house really well. And then, yeah, we're going to probably do some, we're going to do some repairs to the home for sure. All right, guys, fun conversations. Thanks for the last orders right at the end. A little bit of a slower stream tonight, so a lot of talking. Whenever there's nothing to open, I do a lot of talking. I'll see you guys for the next stream. That'll be the Tuesday daytime stream, okay? See you there, everybody.